How's it going? Can you hear me? Looks good to me based on what I'm seeing on the old mixer. Hello, y'all. It is Friday evening, and I just realized I have no idea where my phone is. Hello, Air822. How you doing? I need my phone to do viewer queue stuff. I need to grab that real fast. Let me say though, this is a viewer level stream. We are going to be doing viewer levels tonight, a whole bunch of them. And yeah, as you might have seen from the opening, there is a, sort of a holiday type thing we're doing tonight. But that'll be later on during the lightning round. To add a level, error, you're gonna have to put exclamation point add and then your level code like that code, but with exclamation point add before it, and then you'll be in queue. And when your turn is up, you will be your level will be played. 1 second, let me grab my phone. There you go. That's it. Very good. You can only have one code at once, but if you want to replace your code, exclamation point replace to replace it. Okay. Let's go ahead and say hello, Bullet Same. How you doing? Bunch of folks today. I'm happy about that. All right, I'm ready to go. Just as soon as I pull up the old viewer level bot onto the viewer bot thing I can do onto my phone, the Warp World. I'll load that up. I should remember to do that beforehand, but was kind of busy today, so was a kind of rushed start to the stream. Every time I do this, I need to do the authenticator, which is, remember this computer for 30 days. Please. Alright. I need to log in and crap. Alright. Alright, ready to go on that. Folks, viewer levels, let me say, before we start, let me say a few things, as I tend to do, up top type things, I do up top type things at the starts of streams. So first, I'm gonna say like, hey, I got all the parts of the new PC now. They're in the other room. I have the case over there. It's looking pretty fancy. I'm pretty excited to put it together, but that will not be, I guess I don't know when I'm gonna do it, sometime next week, but, it won't be tomorrow, I don't think. Hello, yeah, I'll keep that in mind here. It won't be tomorrow, I think, because tomorrow, Saturday, 8 p.m. Central, I'm going to be continuing that Game of the Year refresher thing I was doing yesterday, but with PC and Xbox games. It turns out, when you want to play like an hour or two of each of the best games of the year, plus stuff that could be number 10, that adds up to a lot of games, and we only got through the Nintendo Switch ones and also the PlayStation ones last night, so that leaves a handful of Xbox games to look at, which we will do tomorrow, 8 p.m. Central. I'm not sure how long that stream will go. I'm not sure we need to go as in-depth on the Xbox games that I have on my docket. Not sure about that, but that stream will be tomorrow. Also, hey, next week is Xmas. I'm only going to be streaming on Friday, so only a viewer level stream on next Friday, next week, other than the Saturday stream tomorrow. Also, the week after New Year's, no streams until Thursday at least, so no stream on New Year's Day or day after or any of that. I'm gonna relax a little bit. Thank you for the follow, Air822. But on both of those weeks, I think you can still expect a Mario Maker stream on Friday, so that will be unchanged. I will, you know, make sure to end the week with one of them, regardless of whatever I'm doing on other days. Also, finally, hey, bonus heads tonight for all viewers. 'Tis the season. Let's get some holiday cheer and such going. As a result, when the lightning round comes, which will not be immediate, don't worry about that, everyone will have bonus heads. Usually that's just for Twitch subscribers, you know, who pay money, and the first level of the night, but tonight, everyone will enjoy the lovely bonus heads. Hello, Wheel of Thor, how you doing? Alright, that covers that. That explains what we're doing, and also, stuff and also stuff about, like, what's going on in general. And if you want to see, by the way, what the PC will look like, the case looks like this. I got a North case. Oh, look at here. It has like fancy buttons and stuff. It's sort of goldy, you know, sort of brassy. Here's the specs. Here's like the components I put in. Quite a few nice things. I'm looking forward to never dealing with stream quality issues or like you know, if I do a PC game, performance issues ever again. That's going to be great. I'm not gonna set that up before tomorrow's stream. Like, no fucking way. I'm gonna maybe try to do it on Sunday, I guess. I don't know. Christmas Eve, perfect time to make a computer. Okay, folks, it is time now for viewer levels proper. It's viewer levels time properly, you know? Let me explain how this works for those who are new, who don't know, etc. Let me explain. If you are here when your level comes up, I give it the full time of day, which, outside of the lightning round, means 5 last tries, 5 last try, it means 15 minutes plus 5 last tries if that's not enough. Inside the lightning round, we will have bonus heads for all tonight on account of the holidays, as I mentioned beforehand. I mentioned, like, during the preamble stuff where I was talking about stream business and all that. Part of the stream business is we got bonus heads, y'all. Okay, let me get up the level. And if you're not here, I'll tell you what happens if you're not here as well. If you're not here, it should be coming up. There it is. If you're not here, I still play the level, but I do so in very nearly, but not quite, sudden death, in which I will only have 2 tries, refreshing at checkpoints, to beat the level. So that's just my compromise between playing more levels and prioritizing the people who are present. It's a good system. It's a good system. I like it a lot. Very, very fond of the system that I use. Or, you know, else I wouldn't use it, I suppose. That might seem fairly obvious. It is a good system. Yes, everyone agrees it's a good system. No one in chat is disagreeing with me. I'm sure some people aren't as into it. Well, you know, for the regular time, it is actually really the regular mode. There's actually no drawbacks. You know, everyone should like this way that we do things. You know, there's no real downsides. Let's go. The super world of Lord Bowser. I'll also say, by the way, I have an idea for next week. Let me tell you about that idea for next week. I have a dumb idea for next week's stream. Cards with awards. Around the Game of the Year season, I do like to, you know, previously years, I put together, like, award category lists, you know, like, you know, best this, best that, most disappointing. Categories, in other words. And I like to put it into a list I call the honorable mentions or something. Because, you know, that was what I named it in 2016. And it amuses me to continue to do that to this day. This is a very appropriate level for the time of year that it is, Lord Bowser. You know that. because, you know, it's, well, it's not snowing outside where I am, but it is the, snow season. Maybe January is the snow season. Either way, it's, very appropriate. Anyway, so there'll be a card. Basically, my thought is that there'll be a card that says, like, you know, like, category, you know, like, most disappointing, best digging ability, something like that. And, you know, I'll take a second and be like, okay, yeah, so this category is for the best digging ability in a game. So what is it gonna be? And then I'll reveal the card and it'll be like, ah, it's this game, runner-up that game. That's an idea I have. Gonna be the prevailing format of next week's cards. Almost an awards show, kinda. Also, I'll reveal the Game of the Year list that I'll put together, which should be done by the time of the next stream, as well as, you know... Whatever. I got through. I'll put together a Game of the Year list and an Anime of the Year list and maybe Movies of the Year. I didn't watch that many movies, but I can probably put together a list of 5 movies, right? I don't know. Sisu, I thought John Wick 4 was pretty okay. Pretty damn competent. I can probably think of like 3 more that I saw. Anyway, that's my idea for next week's stream. I think that'll be a fun way to do the last Mario Maker stream of the year. And also the last stream of the year. I think next Friday's stream is going to be the last stream of the year. For me. Of course, you can go find someone else who's streaming on the days and weeks that I am not, but I will not be streaming that much on New Year's or New Year's Eve. That's right, GG. That is what it is. I'm going to hit complete. I'm going to do this, do that, and next up is Error. Error, you are up. Go ahead and confirm. Error 822. If you are here, Error 822, please feel free to say something about it, you know, and to tell us all that you are here. Keep on. All right. Now, again, we'll need people to confirm, or else we will only do the level in the old sudden death. But if you are here, Error, it'll be the full thing, you know. And you can also repeat for me that thing you were saying about not using the shortcut or whatever, because it's you know, been a minute. I would appreciate a reminder. Here's another card. I got a bunch of cards here because I have finished a good many anime. I finished I'm in Love with the Villainous, which is a, you know, one of those villainous rom-com isekais where a girl is reincarnated as a girl and she loves the villainous. She, you know, constantly does public displays of affection. And even though the villainous is trying to do her, like, bullying shtick, she still says, like, oh my god, I still love you, though. I love that you're doing this, like, you know, this, like, kind of bullying stuff to me. She doesn't know how to take that, the villainous. Like, she doesn't know how to deal with it when the character she's trying to be, like, a mean girl to is actually going, like, I love this. This is my fetish right here. Oh, what? Anyway, it's a fun show. Fun and light. Kind of messy. I would describe it as very messy, in fact. That in mind, I would probably give it, and I have given it, a 4 out of 5. That is my appraisal of it. There's a lot of stuff that is just feels a little bit thrown off. And the important thing, though, is that the main relationship, the main character saying things, and the villainess being a little bit flustered, and also a little bit like, hey, what the hell, you know, like a little bit tsundere. That itself is good, and it's good enough, you know. That's how I would maybe characterize that. I don't see our friend Error in the chat quite yet. So let's go ahead and go. I'm going to put into sudden death. Say the word, Error, and we will get out of sudden death for you. But you have to say a word, though. That's how this works, Error. If you're not here when your level is up, it doesn't get full time a day. I'm sad to, you know, report. Error is here. Fantastic. Okay, hey. X that. 15 minutes. Let's go. Kinda looks like the way. What? Oh, that's a bouncy I stepped onto. I feel like we're making good progress, I'll say. Like, I kind of feel like I have intuited the way forward somehow. Maybe not. Maybe not. Ooh. I'll say, yesterday's stream did run very long. So, I am a bit tired. Didn't get much sleep between, last stream, which ended 12 hours ago, and now. So, we'll see how I'm feeling. Hello, Caraspino, how you doing? We'll see how this goes. I'll be able to get through, I think. I always manage to get through. Don't touch the P-block. Good advice. Why bad idea touch P-block? See why that bad idea. I see why some other things I'm doing are bad ideas. And he did not touch the spiny either. Ugh. I am gonna relax this week, I will say. Do a little less, like, you know, forcing myself to be up at certain times outside of Christmas dinners and the like. You know, that, you do need to be up at for certain times. You know, but otherwise, I'm gonna try to chill, gonna try to relax, going to maybe go around the horn and, like, reset my sleep schedule. That might be an idea. I do feel like sometimes I could do that. You know, when I have, like, y'all ever do that? You ever go around the horn? I feel like I need to go around the horn right now. I'm just going to sleep way goddamn late. And, if I keep going to sleep later and later, eventually it'll be normal. But, you know, that would involve sleeping through the time at which streams are done, so, you know, makes things weird for a bit. I feel like I need to jam it after I get out of that door, but not so fast that... Any case, here we go. Oh, look at that. That was so hard at all. On or off? Oh, it's nothing. That's bad. That is a bad pipe. Okay. Still, we know now we can just book it and we'll be fine if we do so. So long as we don't hit the POW and all. Hey, how about another card? Let me do another card. I also finished a certain playthrough of a certain dude's VR MMO life. Giving that a 2 out of 5. I was kind of looking for a lot from this show. I kind of like the start of it a bunch. So it starts with the main character making a bunch of like off-meta choices in this VR MMO anime that he's in, and as a result, putting together a rather interesting playstyle that is like, you know, sold to the viewer as like, oh, this is only he is doing it this way. He's figuring out like some cool synergies and yada yada yada, and it's nice. But then it kind of quickly gets really boring, and it becomes clear that like, yeah, he's kind of just playing it normally. In fact, he's not just playing it normally. He's not just playing a VR MMO normally. He's also just kind of playing it without that much in the way of people. Like, the whole last couple of arcs of the game, of the show, involve him just doing bullshit arcs with NPCs who, you know, aren't real. They're not real characters. And you wonder, like, why is the show spending so much time with these characters who are NPCs? They're not real people. Why is he treating them like real people and going like, oh no, your kingdom's gonna be destroyed? Dude, you're playing a game. What are you doing? Like, we're all watching going like, yeah, I guess this guy is good at the video game, but why does he treat the NPCs like they're people? Why are the NPCs weird and too much? That whole final by it, the show just turned out to be a lot more boring than I expected based on the first episode, and I feel like it took me too long to realize. Not sure what that did, but hey, there's the ending. Beautiful. Behind the cannon is a door. Don't use the door. Ah, you're too late on that account. Error. Don't use the door. That's the thing. I found it. It's a skip. Why'd you put a skip in your level? You shouldn't put a skip in your level. That's called a dev door. I consider that a win. You can resubmit if you want, though. Hey, I'll say, I wouldn't call that a skip myself, on account of it kind of just seems like the trick ending. I found your door. That to me is a win condition. I don't know what the P block does though, I'll say. Like, I don't know what difference having the P block activated versus not. It seemed to work perfectly fine either way. Can I play it again? Yes, if you resubmit it again. I'm gonna end the timer and I'm going to hit complete. I would suggest you take the door out if that's so much of a problem, you know? If that's so much of a problem, you should take the door out. Unless the idea is like, well, I need the door to finish it in the first place, which then it's a dev door. Those are frowned upon. I do think any dev door is fair play, you know? If you're talking about, oh, there was some cheese discovered in the level, that's a different thing, you know? That's cheese. This is not. This is a dev door. Dev doors are not cheese. This is difference. The intentionality of it is the key. Alright, bullet same. Go ahead and confirm. I'm gonna do a card while I'm entering in this code and waiting to see if Bullet Same says something. Bullet Same says yes, fantastic. Here's that card. I finished the Demon Sword Master of Excalibur Academy. I do think this anime, which is on High Dive, I don't know why. I don't need to say what services these shows are on, these anime, but I think this one is kind of better than it has any right to be. It is a hello area. How go the viewer levels? Good. I think that it is better than it has any right to be, given that it is a reverse isekai about an overpowered demon lord, and there's some sexual humor, and there's some 3D monsters. It's actually really good, despite all the qualities I just said about it. One thing that's really good about it One thing that is really good about it, what the hell? One thing that's really good about it is that it has, through here. You delayed your stream? That's nice, Lord Bowser, I appreciate it. One thing that's really good about it is sort of has the Demon Lord reincarnate into the future, and he finds himself in a world that he does not, like, recognize at all. It's not just like, oh, I'm an overpowered dude, you know, ready to do my overpowered thing. He gets into this new world and realizes, like, I have no fucking idea what's going on now. The humans have technology now, and also there's some weird alien race that seems to be on the attack. Okay, well, I know those guys aren't friendly with me, so I guess I'm with the humans. It's kind of funny seeing him realize, like, oh, well, I guess I'm not going to be doing Demon Lord stuff. I'm going to be doing mostly befriending the human stuff on account of, well, better the enemy I know? That's not the expression. He figures that, like, well, fuck it. And it's kind of fun seeing him find his place in society. There's a bunch of cool abilities that all the humans have. They basically have, like, summonable weapons that have unique abilities, each of them, which is pretty neat. And, yeah, I think it's just a quality... There we go. Oh, this is a short timer, huh? Cool way of doing this. I like it. I think it's fun. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. It's more of a factor of just, like, the unknown threat is scarier than, like, the humans who are open to being friendly, given that they don't even remember that demons existed. Which is an interesting twist for this, I would say. Interesting way of doing it. I like the show. I like the show a lot. You know, I do think it's a little bit trashy. There's some stuff where, like, you know, there's some sexual humor with some of the side characters who are pretty ladies. And it's like, okay, well, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Sure, whatever. Important thing is, the show is fun. And, the action is actually looks kind of good despite being involving a good amount of 3D animation. Surprisingly so. Yeah, it's a quality show. Better than it has any right to be. Demon Swordmaster of Excalibur Academy. I'd recommend it. It's good. It's very good. I almost cut it. It was on my list of, like, should I cut this? And then I watched, like, you know, an episode or two after that point where I was questioning, and then I was like, wait, no, this is good. This is really good. I like this. There's no fucking reason to cut this. Just because it is a little bit trashy, but I don't mind a little bit of trashiness if it's, you know, fun, basically. Another show that I finished. Are you watching the dub? No, watching the subs. I watch subs in 90% of cases. I don't think the dub is finished of Demon Sword. I think that High Dive does the dub like a couple days behind, right? Or a couple weeks behind the sub. That's correct, yes. I've been sub-only for a while, other than things that I'm grandfathered in on. You know, like, oh, started watching this show when it was just, when I was an anime, like, newbie, you know, new to anime. When I wasn't watching that much anime, I watched dubs, but once I got, like, a Crunchyroll sub, I started going over to, like, subs only because, you know, it really opens up your options as far as, like, you know, not everything gets a dub. And not every dub is like, good. There's a lot of dubs, at least there was 5 years ago. I guess I can't speak to now, because I haven't seen a dub in 5 years. There's a lot of dubs that are not, like, up to scratch. You know, that you know, the voice acting, the quality thereof, sort of grates on you a little bit. You know, I guess I shouldn't say such things because I haven't watched an anime, the dubbed anime that wasn't My Hero Academia, which, again, grandfathered in years and years and years. It was like 2016 that I started doing subbed anime. And it was the year before that I started watching MHA, so it nearly was the other way, you know? But have you seen the Ghost Stories dub? I haven't seen Ghost Stories in general. Not familiar with that their show. Sure, you're gonna tell me it's a good one. No, I don't think that's what you're gonna tell me. I think you're gonna tell me it's a notoriously bad one. Or you're just gonna say, ah, well, it's good, you should go check it out or something of the sort. You know, a lie. So, do I want to wait until the POW is, like, accessible? It's unbelievable bad that it becomes the best comedy of all time. Wow. Like, the dub specifically. I don't really like the... I don't know. Cringe, voice acting. I think I'd rather just have, shows that are nice to listen to, you know? Speaking of shows that are nice to listen to, I bet this next one is one. The sub was remastered to be like the dub. Here's one. Helk. I finished that. Helk, I'm giving a 5 out of 5. I did think that season was really weird, kind of uneven in spots, and like tonally inconsistent. Helk is sort of a show about a big muscle-bound He-Man looking motherfucker who decides like, oh, I'm gonna join the demons and become like their demon lord, and it turns to a war against the humans and the demons, which is fun. I don't know how we do this. It starts off basically just as a comedy of like this He-Man looking motherfucker effortlessly winning every battle of strength or otherwise that is put in front of him, and everyone just being like endlessly charmed by his exploits. All the demons, they're like, yeah, we love you, Helk. You're such a, you know, a himbo. You're such a cool himbo. Wow, be our king. Be our demon lord. We love it. But then it turns to more of like a goofy shonen where they're like adventuring around the world and seeing cultures and stuff that are weird and goofy. Like there's this whole little bird who is just like a weird little guy who they meet and become best friends with. And he's just a funny little guy who follows them around and says he's not a bird, even though he's a bird. You know, it has some really weird, like, juvenile tendencies to it, you know, like it kind of feels like it's like a kid's show or something, you know? And then it gets really fucking dark, becomes like a really fucking serious shonen for a while, with a really messed up backstory, you know, for like, oh, why is this all like this? Why did He-Man Helk type turn against the humanity? And it turns out he has good reasons, and a fucked up backstory, and ooh boy, that's a whole thing. That said, I was kind of put out by how inconsistent it was, but when I think back, I do think that show is like really, really, really solid. I do think that every emotional moment lands, and each phase that the show goes through is of the highest quality, such that I do think it's a 5 out of 5 show, a hell of a show, you know, and one well worth watching. And I think it's just getting started, you know, I think it's just starting to cook now. I think if ever it gets to season 2, it'll be in some really good territory, you know. It'll have some very good material to work off. I do think it'd take a little long to get to the point where it is now, where it feels like everything's about to pop off, but you know, it had 24 episodes. That's more than most shows get, but it used those episodes very well. I liked them, regardless of what they were trying to be in each moment. Quality. Quality. The fall there is difficult, but I can get it like half the time. Half the time. Another card? I got a bunch of anime tonight, but that I finished. I'm giving the disgraced noble lady I rescued a crash course in naughtiness. 5 out of 5. Really good show. It's wholesome, I'll say. Like, you might think otherwise because the title is about how it's about naughtiness, but don't worry. In this case, what naughtiness means is they basically got a Cinderella-typed abused girl, and this demon lord, not literally a demon lord, he's just really strong with magic. He takes her in and is like, "Oh wow, you've had a really rough life. I am going to treat you good. If you're wondering, like, I am going to let you experience the naughtiness, the naughty things that you were not allowed to growing up in a Cinderella situation. You know, what does that mean? What is the extent of that? Well, it's sort of things like, it's time to eat snacks before dinner. Here, have a cake. I got you a cake. Here's a massage. It's just her being like pampered, and her being cute about it, and him being like very eager to please, and very earnest about pleasing his lady. And also, there's a bunch of other characters who come in, and they're cute and fun, and they immediately see, like, hey, so, is this a romance? You guys should get together, like, officially. This is clearly supposed to be a romance, right? Right? They're busybodies. They try to set them up, and, they also make, which is good, and it makes for situations where the demon lord is just as at a disadvantage as the lady, just as, like, taken aback when, oh, we're going in this direction? Okay, this was not my decision, but yeah, okay, we'll do this romantic dinner, I guess, or whatever the fuck, his sister, the male cat girl, or other such characters, want. Which I think is fun and light, and it's good. It's wholesome. It's heartwarming. It does the heart good to see a Cinderella-type girl, a Cinderella abuse story, where, she gets treated right in the end. And you get to go like, okay. She's good now. I think I got the idea here. I think they got the idea here. Oh. Does the heart right, I'll say again. You see her being abused at the start and you're like, oh, that's not right. And then she, ends up getting a happy life. That's great. That's good. There was another show this year, My Happy Marriage, which was also about a Cinderella situation where the girl, like, got into a marriage, which was an arranged marriage of all things, which turned out to be with a nice guy who didn't want to abuse her and wanted to treat her right. But that show kind of focused more on, like, weird genealogy and, like, characters who still wanted to treat her badly despite being with new husband. And it was just more of a downer than anything. This is good vibes. The show I just talked about. It has great vibes. It has great vibes and feels good. It's a very feel-good anime. One that makes you happy. Watch it. Got about a minute left. This is doable, but we'll see what happens. I'll say what I always say, and Bullet Sam I'm sure knows. You can always resubmit a level, even if I don't finish it within a stream. Odds are by the time it's back up, it'll be the lightning round, but hey, there's bonus heads tonight, so, we'll have more tries than usual to get it done in the lightning round. On account of the holidays, I'll say, I want to see some holiday affirmations in chat. Doesn't have to be a specific holiday, doesn't have to be Christmas, can be the other holidays, can be Game of the Year. You can tell me happy Game of the Year. You can tell me, have just happy holidays. I want to see some cheer, some good spirits as we get the thing done. I'm stopping. I shouldn't stop. Let me finish this life out. That is my thought. What would be fun to see in chat. This will be the last stream before Christmas, so, you know, next week will not be, like, quite as Christmassy. There will be New Year's still to come, though, of course. 5 tries. Let's go. And then we'll be going on to the next level, you know. You know how it works. That's how queues work, and no one needs that explained. Well, some people's queues, they do like a random entry thing. I don't do that. I don't fuck around with that. I like it where a queue just is first in, first out. That's just me. I think that's how a queue should work. I like jump and land on it in like one big, as one fluid motion. I wonder. I hope there's not more behind that pipe. Because this pipe is, like, really hard to get to. 2. 3 tries left. Seeing what we can do. Hard level, Bullet Sam. I think you've done a good job with it, though. I guess, you know, hey, it is a challenging level, but I do think each part is doable with some practice. You know, definitely doable. Definitely doable. Most levels are definitely doable. I guess by definition, they are all definitely doable. Like, there is no Mario Maker level that cannot be completed that is online on account of they literally require you to finish it, you know. Food for thought. Faha, that was close. See that? That felt like it was it. I landed on the thing, I was in the right spot, but the saws, man. Saws got me. Last try, let's go. By definition, definitely doable. But, not in this, 5-life span. Or the 15-minute span before that. Thank you for the level, Caraspino. I am exiting course. Thank you. I am going to go ahead and dismiss the level. You can go ahead and resubmit if you so please. You know, that's how this works. Next up in the queue is Will Athor. Will Athor says Luigi, Twitch emote. Fantastic. That's what I like to see. No problem. I don't mind leaving a like at any point. That was a good level. I did like it, literally. Here's another card while I'm entering in the code. I finished the Eminence in Shadow, Season 2. Eminence in Shadow is sort of a isekai where the main character, he sort of comes in as he wants to be like a big Shadow Lord, edgelord type. But the problem is, while he's overpowered, he's a fucking idiot, and he has no idea what's going on, and never realizes what's what. Yeah, I think you didn't submit your level back in, Bowser. Thank you for doing so. Now, appreciate it. The second season has been fantastic, and I think the joke of the main character not really understanding the world he's in, and not really realizing that, like, oh, there are stakes here. There are, like, bad guys doing things. He just thinks it's all some bullshit, and just wants to run around role-playing and being a little freak, you know? Like, the first season has him, like, the first season, that just meant, like, doing a lot of stuff as his, alter ego, where he pretends to be a background character who, is really, really, really absurdly weak. And he likes to roleplay that, like, aggressively. And just to the point of, like, dude, I want to take a hit right now and then, like, fake die real fast just for fun. I'll just have a really dramatic death scene, and I think that'll be a fun way to act at the part of a background character in this scenario. Ooh. In this season, it goes to new extremes, you know. He's running around, he's taking on new alter identities, and just as a treat, he's fucking with, you know, governmental things that he has no comprehension of them. He's just running around saying cool lines to people and going like, you know, the time has come. The time has come. He's just running around going like, the time has come to as many people as he can find, including the person who said it to him in the first place, which is pretty dumb if you think about it. Like, oh, he's just trying to sound mysterious. And then he'll think in his thought monologue, oh, it's time to sound mysterious. It's time to go, you know, mutter the time has come to like a few more people, and then I think I'll be good to go. It's also just funny how little of a grasp he has of the basic plot of the show. You know, there's like betrayal afoot, there's like murders, there's like, you know, characters being like taken over, and he just is sitting there wondering like, so why did the princess kill her father? Was he brainwashed? He doesn't even think that. He just thinks, oh, that was weird. I don't know why she did that, but I guess she wants to be evil now. Dude, it's just, I didn't realize you had no idea what happened at the end of last season. What the hell? You didn't get that? Yeah, just no idea what's going on in the world. Just, you know, stumbling his way through the world, being as overpowered as he is. It's pretty funny, and also I'll say this season does end with a pretty killer cliffhanger that apparently is leading into an anime movie next year, question mark. I don't know when that's out in the States, but that seems pretty dope where they left it. I was really impressed by the Shadow of Eminence Season 2. That's a quality second season. Like a really high quality second season. I liked it more than the first season, even. With the first season, I felt like watching it, it kind of felt like it was supposed to be more of a... It felt more like a genuine, edgy, like, shonen thing, you know? It felt more genuinely edgy. Whereas this, it's clear like, no, it's obvious he's an idiot. He is a ding-dong. People all understand that he doesn't know what he's doing, and, he's kind of just fucking things up as a rule of thumb. What are we doing here? Ugh. Guess we're lost in another position. I guess maybe I'm wrong. Oh, if I had the spike helmet, I could get through there. And that's exactly what I'll do, you know? Grab the spike helmet. And come down this way. Okay, kind of weird, like, structurally, this level, but I think I understand what I'm supposed to do here. Can I jump up there? Yes. Yay! Very good. Just a little bit of a swimming section. What's with these coins? Is this like a safe zone? Basically saying swim here if you don't want to, like, die in lava. Something to that effect. Anyway, Eminence of Shadow. I do think that's a 5-star show. I came out on a 4 on the last season because it does have, like, the air of trashiness to it, you know? It sort of has that, like, grim, dark edge to it, but I think now more than ever, it is more pronounced than ever that, yeah, you're not supposed to take this seriously, you know? When it does do action, it's good. The action does look good, but you're really here for the ding-dong of a main character, misunderstanding the plot and not realizing that, you know, there are actual demon cults afoot, you know? He genuinely believes that, that there's no such thing. You know, he runs around. He goes like, one of the first thing he does in the first season is he's like recruiting. I say recruiting. He's like teaching his like overpowered magic to a bunch of girls, right? A bunch of random girls, and he makes up a story like, oh, there's a cult of Diablo. You know, we gotta. I'm here to fight the cult of Diablo. Yes, that's right. But the thing is, there is actually a cult of Diablo, so he actually somehow totally just guessed what the actual scenario was. Oh, you go over here when the P block is activated. He guessed the actual scenario, like down to a T, as far as like, yes, there is a cult, they want this, there are things afoot with these girls, you know, it is actually true, it's not just him making shit up, apparently. And he never realizes that. He always thinks that he has made up the threats, and they're being weird taking it seriously, but they have actually met the bad guys, or they're his, like, follower girls. See you later, Lord Bowser. You have a good one. We must be near the end here. I feel like we're near the end. Okay, here's the guy. Eat shit. That's good. I like that with the spike helmet, I was able to do a quick kill. More quick kills in levels. More quick kills in levels would be my suggestion to y'all. That would be my, a thing that I would want. You were really quick? Yes, I agree. I think so as well. I'm realizing now that I, didn't get, like, a water before the stream, and I'm getting thirsty. Mind if I go grab a water? I'm gonna hit, complete. I'm gonna pull up the next level by Caraspino, and then I'm going to grab a water real fast and drink it because I'm getting real parched. Ooh. Back in a second. Caraspino, go ahead and confirm. Caraspino says, yo! Yes, that's right. Oh god, I'm thirsty. Oh. Let's go, let's do it. I'm just realizing I forgot to put the tomorrow's stream on the schedule card that I do. Whoops, that slipped my mind. To do ahead of time. Whatever. I can fix that. Maybe. Okay, let's punch in this here level by Caraspino. I'm gonna do another card as I do. I finished Dr. Stone New World Part 2. 5 out of 5 with a heart. I think that was just a fantastic, phenomenal ending. Dr. Stone, of course, lovely show about rebuilding the world from zero. Basically, the whole of humanity gets petrified, and our main character, who is like a super genius, you know, figures out the way to like revive people, to invent technologies again, and bring things back from just the literal Stone Age. And also, you know, there's conflicts, there's fighting, there's battles of will and otherwise, where it always seems like to save the day will involve just inventing inventions like right before they need to be used. And while this second season, the second part of this third big season of Dr. Stone is like very. It kind of involves them like resetting things a bit, getting knocked back on their feet a bit, and rebuilding from there. They still are inventing new things, and they still reach new heights, and it's still a hell of a good time. And I'm really excited for where it goes from here. They set up some great stuff for what they are now saying is the final season. Next season is the final season, so I'm really looking forward to that. That'll be a hell of a thing. I think Dr. Stone, one of the best shows, I think. I think it's one of my favorite shonen type shows that isn't like a regular shonen. More of a weird reverse isekai, or not an isekai, like a... sort of like one of those shows where it's all about running the tech tree, you know? Let's put the timer on the timer. I think we have to move fast, so... Oh, okay, hang on. No, it's fine if we wait, it kind of looks like, right? Oh, actually... I feel like we need to wait for the guy to start, like... Like, we need to wait for the guy to, like, pop into the air. Is that true, though? Oh, you can jump off the bottom of that. Okay. I was confused there. I thought I thought it was, like, spikes up for a second in my head for some reason. It's all pretty intuitive. I like the way that the bomb... I really like what you did with that bomb. It's how it's like stopping at like a very specific spot because you set it up that way. That's really well put together. I like that a lot. Anyway, Dr. Stone continues to be great. I feel like watching Dr. Stone is probably deserves a place in my top animes of all time. At the very least, I think by the time it finishes, it will have earned a spot. But it's definitely up there, and I'm really looking forward to the last season of it. I think that it hasn't had a bad season, and in fact, it's had some phenomenally good seasons, and some, you know, less phenomenally, but still extremely, extremely good seasons, you know. I don't think this season is, like, phenomenal in that way, but it is extremely good, and to me, that is, you know, great. That is, I love it. Love to see it. Love to watch it. I think that is the last of the seasonal anime that I have finished since the last stream. I'll say there have been... Is that true? Let me check. Let me think for a second. I think that is true. I think that's the last of the seasonal anime I have finished since oh right, because he flips, he spikes up. That's why. That's why I was confused the last time. That is the last of the seasonal shows I finished since the last time I discussed the seasonal anime that I'm watching. But there is a bunch more that I have to finish. I just haven't had the time between streams and sleeping and other such things. These that bomb stop, I really like it. Hell of a good setup there. Just haven't had time of late to finish off like half dozen more anime, you know? Which, yeah, I think there's now a half dozen more to finish. I'm sure by next stream, in addition to, like, end of the year award type stuff, I will have thoughts on all that. I will find the time to, like, finish off everything that's ending in the next week, and, you know, expect there to be a good amount. Sorry, that's just how it's, ends up timing out, you know? Ooh, I love that. Great use of snowball. What? We need to hit the... God, we're making great progress here. I think we'll have it Soon enough. Not like a sarcastic sense, you know, it's a, we could do it. Yes, I agree. That's what doable means. Definitely. I think I'm gonna make that the title. I feel like that's gonna be the VOD's title. That's a good one. I like it. Need a good title for each stream that is like, you know, one of 100 of this sort, you know? I do a lot of, you know, I do literally like 50 of these a year. Maybe. Of these viewer level streams. They all need good titles. Goes without saying. Whoa, that snowball went a little far there. Go figure. Okay. Anyway, on, I think, a non-anime related note, I have some things to talk about that aren't quite anime. Snowball, just in the mark. Gotcha, that'll help. Here's another card. What do y'all make of Doctor Who? Is it worth going back to? I'll say, I've been watching some think pieces, you know, some video essays. I saw someone saying that there was a 5-hour Doctor Who video essay that they had watched and that other people had gotten recommended. And I said, like, oh, I like video essays that are long. I pulled that up and watched the whole 5 hours of it. And it's pretty interesting to learn about, like, the last Doctor, the Lady Doctor, and like, oh geez, seems like her run was just all sorts of fucked up. Like, not well done at all, unfortunately. And it was fun to hear about that and go like, oh wow, that sounds really bad, even for the show that had, you know, by estimates before that, gotten already really bad. It makes me wonder, like, would I want to go back to that? I don't know, like, ever. I did at one point try, you know, I pulled up, like, I tried to do, like, a rewatch at some point, and, realized, like, oh, I really don't want to watch season 1 again, and let alone 11 other seasons, you know? I say season, series 1. But I could just start at the seasons of the Lady I missed. The weird thing about the Lady, I think, to my understanding, to what I hear about her, is it kind of sounds like they tried to make the companions, like, just as like important as the hello Par, how you doing? Not yet. It's not the lightning round yet. Gonna need a level code, a Par, let me say. I do think the weird thing about the Lady Doctor is it almost feels like a kind of sexist thing to me that they literally said, like, oh, we got a Lady Doctor. Oh, I'm a little worried about the marketing, though. How are people gonna take to a lady main character? Oh, what if we say it's an ensemble, please? And say, like, no, for real this time. The companions are just as important as the Doctor. Like, seriously, you make that distinction, like, the first time the Doctor is a lady? Like, that seems like someone said, we can't have a lady main character. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry, there'll be like 4 main characters, 2 of which will be guys. And it also sounds like those guys, those companions, are just very horribly, like, characterized. They're just not really people. They're not really very good at all. When will the lightning round start? Let's say, I'm gonna say 7:45. Let's say 7:45. How's about that? Anyway, I will say I really enjoyed the essay, you know, the video essay about Doctor Who. It's really interesting to learn things about these seasons that I didn't see. I'll also say that I know that, like, I kind of liked Capaldi, honestly, and I've seen video essays saying, like, oh, Capaldi was dog shit, you know, that whole season, that whole era. Matt Smith, dog shit era. And I think at the time I liked them. So maybe it's a thing where it's like, okay, well, if you look too closely at any era of Doctor Who, you're gonna realize, like, oh, this is schlock. This is schlock. This is schlock, isn't it? And, you know, the whole experience is gonna be ruined, but if you just don't look too closely, maybe it'll be, like, borderline okay. I heard they brought back, that video apparently was, like, multiple years out of date, so I was sort of curious what happened since that video. Apparently, the lady the showrunner got fired. They brought back the original showrunner. They brought back David Tennant, which, okay, I like David Tennant. Shit. And, that's a weird thing to do, though. Bring back a previous Doctor. I guess you can do that. There's nothing stopping that from being possible. There's no rule that says they can't reincarnate into someone they weren't before. Regenerate into someone they've been before. Sure. And they got the new Doctor coming up, which should be good. I don't know. I hope that people like the new Doctor. I'll say that. Oh, also, I learned about the twist that's at the end of, like, I learned about that first child, the empty child thing. I learned about that in that video essay. Boy howdy, that sounds like a terrible thing to do. Sounds like a terrible thing to do. I also heard that the Gallifreyans, you know, they had a thing done to them. Again. So, I guess they're no longer a thing again. Oh well. I really thought it was weird when they brought back the Gallifreyans, and then they didn't do anything with them. I kind of thought they would kind of make it like it was in the original Who, when they did that, you know, where it's like, oh, occasionally the Doctor visits Gallifrey and does stuff on Gallifrey, you know. But I don't think it's like that at all. I think it was just like, oh, hey, they're out there, and I guess at the end of the season they might die again or something, like, if you're not lucky. Seems weird. Seems like you could do a lot with a bunch of cool Time Lord characters who are just as, you know, just like the same species as the Doctor, you know? Unless you believe the empty child thing. I hope they retconned that, like, immediately. I don't know if they did because I haven't heard shit. I need to watch, like, a video essay about Doctor Who that was made in the last 2 years to see, like, did they retcon that? Did they say, like, oh no, that's not true, none of that is true, don't worry about it? I wouldn't be surprised if it turned out like, no, that was total bullshit. I mean, come on, it's the Master. He's just said some shit. Anyway, Doctor Who seems like it's in a rough place. That's right, that is the amount of time on the timer, Apar, when you said that. Yes. Seems like, to me, Doctor Who is in a rough place, and I hope it gets better. I don't know. Got the original showrunner back. The original showrunner ran a good show. I really liked... Season 1 is, like, a good season. Season 2 of Doctor Who was, like, where it sort of hit its stride for me. And Seasons 3 and 4 are, beloved, I guess. I think people like Season 4 more than 3, generally. I think I'm the other way. It's like a minute and a half at this point, yes. I think I'm the other way. I think I prefer season, season 3. I really liked Martha Jones. Martha Jones was fantastic. There was this whole part of the video essay where the guy showed off, like, oh, they sort of repeated the whole Judoon thing again, you know, from the opening of, season 3. But they did it worse this time, and, with a lot less, you know, nuance to that, you know? It was just a lot worse of an episode. Just a repeat. I think that's weird. I mean, I know that with Doctor Who, a big thing is like, oh, it's the villains that you like. They're back again, and they're doing kind of the same thing again. You know, but I think you could just use the same villain for, like, a new plot. You know what I mean? You use the same villain, but you make a new plot that they're up to. I think that makes more sense than going like, oh, you know these guys where they were looking for a fugitive, you know? These coppers, they were looking for a fugitive last time. They're doing that again. What? Oh, okay, okay. Throw the thing, jump on the guy. Okay, I got it. The timer is about to tick off, but I do think this is, in a word, doable. Definitely. Definitely doable. Oh, for surezies. Okay. Timer, up. Let's go, let's do it. These guys with the parachutes always throw me off when they start. It's not last try until we get to... Well, it is last tries, but it's plural, not last try singular yet. Fifth to last try is what this one is. Ooh. Let's do it. Four tries left. That's right, I can count. I have given thought to what someone said a little while ago about how, what if, you know, when you were playing as the other characters in this game, say like Luigi, Toad, Toadette, it'd be cool if there were extra heads. Instead of the Mario heads, it'd be cool if there were like matching set of heads. I think with how I have like everything set up in OBS, I think that is possible to do without that much in the way of change. You know, I could actually do it relatively easily. That said, last try all of a sudden. That said, there is one problem, which is that Toadette hards. Fuck. Toadette hards are like hard to do because she got those ear things. It's kind of hard to find heads of her where the ears are like not being obscured by her body or something of the sort, you know. That would make like getting some good heads of her more difficult than perhaps other characters in this video game, but it is an idea that I like, and I maybe will look into it sometime next year. Let's call that a sometime next year thing. That was a hell of a level. We weren't able to get through it, but I do believe it was doable. Definitely. Error 822. You are up. Gonna hit next. Error, please confirm. I'm going to do another card. How do y'all feel about React videos? One of the YouTuber who did that video SOA on Doctor Who, I ended up just like idly watching a bunch of his stuff while doing some randomizers. I like to do randomizers idly. It had been a while since I did Minish Cap Randomizer, so I was sort of playing Minish Cap Randomizer and listening to random video essays, and one of them was on, you know, React streamers and React videos, where like people just play things from the internet and watch them, which I think is an interesting thing, especially in the manner of like the way that I'll say a thing about React videos and the React stuff is that it's more than just about YouTubers. You know, like I feel like a lot of them sort of frame a lot of like essays on the topic sort of frame it as like, oh, this is just a way for people to take other people's videos and talk over them. And I think that like, well, that's one part of it. There's also people who react to, like, press conferences, which, personally, that's what I like. I like to see a reaction to, like, oh, hey, Persona 5 something or other has been announced. Oh, I want to see if people are excited. Oh, it's Mario Wonder was announced. Are people going like, holy shit, holy shit? I want to see that. To me, that's, like, the most interesting thing. I'll say as far as, like, other videos go, it is interesting. I do like to watch with the community some certain things. Like, you know, I like Dan Reichert's stream. He does a lot of stuff where he's just like, you know, watching old television. Like, oh, here's a wrestling show from the 90s that no one knows about. He's just gonna watch a whole episode of that. You know, I like to watch that. I like to see reactions to that, but also it's also a factor of just like, oh, a big part of it is watching a video with like 100 people and having them like react and chat as well. You know, it's like a communal thing. And I guess that's for react videos who aren't like actively reacting to stuff. What kind of levels do I like? Traditional is my favorite, but I'm open to whatever you got. Hello, the mysterious star. Apar loves videos like that. Gotcha. Yeah, I do think it's weird. You know, there was the whole video essay was sort of going over like, oh, you know, this video that I did, this guy watched it and he wasn't even in the room for half the video. He left the room and went to make a meal or something or to poop or something. And it's kind of weird to see that monetized of like content where it's just his chair watching. And it's like, okay, yes, that is weird. Except insofar as like, I don't think it's really about the streamer so much or about the content so much. It is just like watching stuff with a community. You know, it's not really about his reactions. It's just like a communal watch. Which I do think is weird then that like those streamers couch what they're doing in like react harder or whatever the fuck, you know, or like, oh, that's what you're asking. You're asking me to react more. And it's like, yeah, I guess if you're no selling that, that is what your reaction is, but I do feel weird. What, huh? I do think it's weird if, like, you're marketing it as a reaction and you don't have much of a reaction, you know? If you're marketing it as a communal watch, that is, I do think, a different kettle of fish, you know? I think that is, like, a different thing. I have no idea what I'm looking at here. I think I lost a life. What? Error, if you want to speak up, now is a great time. I have no idea what happened. I am very confused. Say a thing, you know, and I will give your level the time of day further. That's how this works, by the way, for new viewers. If you're not here, I only give you a sudden death at this point in the stream. But if you are here, it's 15 minutes plus 5 last tries, if that's not enough. So, you know, that's pretty nice, isn't it? Pretty generous, I would say. Anyway, I'll say I do think there's something to be said for, like, watching a video communally, but I wouldn't call that a react. I would call it a communal watch, and I feel like a reaction video should be more along the lines of something more thought through and something that you feel like you would have a reaction to. How many tries of sudden death? 2. 2 refreshing at checkpoints. It's not very many, but it is more than you get with a lot of streamers who, you know, don't play such levels. Who just, will move on, you know. I like to play more levels is the thing, and I think it's fun to play more levels than I otherwise would. I don't see error. I'm gonna go ahead and dismiss. And I'm gonna pull up the next one. Let us go. It's not, we need to get the regular timer up. Area Symphonia. Let me hit next so that y'all can see. If it is you, you're up. Area Symphonica, you are up. I do think that At least one streamer I found plays a level even if the submitter is not present. Yeah, I do know that that can be a thing, but I know a lot of others that just don't do it at all. You know, it's a whole thing because some people, they drop and they leave, and that's fine. I think that's still fun, but I gotta prioritize the people who are there. That is my feeling. That is my feeling on the matter. Area, go ahead and confirm, and then we'll play the level. I'll also say, like, looking back on me reacting to stuff, I do feel sometimes when I do, like, that sort of, like, watch over, watch along, you know, at, like, press conferences or watch parties are underrated. That's like the ideal version of a react video where it's like, okay, it's legal, it's on Twitch, it's watching a Amazon Prime video with a community, it's synced up, it's legal, it's just idealized, you know. I definitely feel like when I've done it, I've been in that camp of not having that many big reactions, you know. There's a lot of those streams where I'm just staring and just going like, okay, yeah, it's Call of Duty. Okay. Call of Duty, that's fine. Okay, they're announcing like a Final Fantasy something. Okay, I never played one of those, so there we go. Hey, I see on the other side, Mysterious Tube. That's right. I have both streams. I can see the message. Very good. Let's see, what's the earliest stage that we haven't done here? Oh, Keep Calm. The 1-1 stage. I'll say for my part, I've always felt like I don't react that big when doing, like, watch-over stuff and doing that sort of thing, watch parties. And I feel like if it's just me watching, you know, Pokemon the third movie that I haven't seen since I was a kid and going like, oh yeah, that's Entei. Entei talks? Okay. I feel like it doesn't make the best of content, but I guess there are people who just like to watch the thing and have a person, like, just nodding along going like, okay, right, okay. I'll say when I watch things off stream, I am not reacting. You know, I am not really reacting. I'm usually just, like, looking at my phone, playing some Marvel Snap, playing a video game, relaxing, and not saying a goddamn thing. And I think that is very common for how people actually consume media, you know? But actual media consumption and I think I died twice, didn't I? I must have popped the... You know what? I'll give it one more try. One more try. Why not? It's the holidays. Well, that's probably doable. I would describe this as definitely doable, but not in 2 tries. By definition, again. I've always wondered if it's good content, but apparently people like that stuff. I guess they're more watching for the thing. More watching for the thing and less the people, like, reacting to it, I guess is the idea. That said, you know, I will say the last watch party we did was probably the best one. Best one I did. Before, by the way, if you want to say something, Area, now's the time. The last one I did, which was the Jackass Forever watch party, that was really good. That was just me going like, ugh! Every time someone got kicked in the balls or something real physical, going like, ugh! Oh God! And just like very big popping, you know, I popped huge for fucking dick and poop and all that what was in that movie. That was a good watch party. Problem is, there's not that many movies that are just as, like, just that visceral as, like, Jackass, you know? Most movies aren't real. When someone gets hit in the balls in most movies, it's not a real ball hit, and you know it. But in Jackass, when it happens, you know, like, oh, that had to hurt. Oh my God. That's real, what they're doing to their bodies. That's definitely real. Like, goddamn. It's hard to watch someone, for real, get kicked in the nuts, hit in the nuts by a weird contraption, anything involving the nuts, and not flinch a little in, like, sympathetic reaction. I'm gonna hit dismiss here. Go on to the next level by Apar the Gamer. Apar the Gamer said that just submitted an easy level. That's great. Hey, Apar just confirmed. So Apar, I'm not even gonna do the thing where it says what the next level is. You know what it is, and you know it's you. You know that you're here. Fantastic. I'll say with how now I stream to multiple locations, Twitch and YouTube, doing Twitch watch parties will be weirder now. Like, I don't even know if it's to be a thing people would be interested in, especially with the YouTube. Like, Apar, let's say, for example. Would you, if I were to do, like, a watch party, Twitch watch party, where it's, like, synced up to a video, would you, like, manually go pull up the video and manually sync to watch along? Would that be something that would be doable? On Amazon, let's say. I do a thing where I like to put the timestamp on screen, so, like, after the fact, VOD or whatever, it can be synced up, you know? And if you like, by the way, if you like React content, or just, like, you know, watch party type stuff, and you're okay with a VOD, like, that time that I watched Jackass Forever, that was a hell of a thing. Do you know you can jump over that first block? This is Mary Had a Little Lamb. That was accurate. That was accurate to the song, Mary Had a Little Lamb. I believe that she had that lamb. That's what I believe. That was an easy one. You were very right about that. Apar the Gamer. I'm hitting complete. Feel free to submit another one. The Mysterious Star, thank you for the Twitch follow. And also, hey, you are up, Mysterious Star, fantastic. I bet you know that. That's, let me know now that you're here. I'll say, by the way, feel free to, always submit another thing. You know, feel free to always submit, even if you already got levels in here. In fact, I would really like it. That way we can continue playing more and more levels. You got an ad? Ooh, that's some timing. I'll do a card, and by the time I do the card, the ad should be over. I finished rewatching Bocchi the Rock, 5 out of 5 with a heart. I fucking love Bocchi the Rock. The ad is over, fantastic. You didn't miss anything. Fucking love Bocchi the Rock. Last year's anime of the year for me. I tore right through it over, like, the course of 4 days. Hell of a goddamn show. Loved every minute of it. It's all done now. I am sad that it went by so quickly. It needs, like, a couple more seasons. It needs, like, 24 more episodes than just the first 12. And a movie. I think it should get as much as K-On! Did. It's a hell of a thing. You know, for those who don't know, Bocchi the Rock is about a very, very socially dysfunctional loner girl who gets really good at guitar and wants to form a band and has trouble doing it because of crippling social anxiety and you know, manages to, and it's fucking good. Bye, Apar. I'll see you later, Apar. It is a hell of a show. An amazing piece of work. It has, like, visual flourishes that are extraordinary. I saw people saying, like, a year ago when I described it, a while ago, saying, like, oh, the way that it does is it has, like, some weird flourishes that are, like, not quite animation. You know, like, it'll do stuff like, mix in live action, or, like, weird CG for just a joke. Or, like, squiggle vision as a joke, as a treat. I saw people comparing it to, like, the regular show when I compared it, like, oh yeah, the regular show also does, like, weird experimental, like, style changes for fun. You know, it's kind of similar in that fact. And I'd say, like, yeah, sure. It very much feels like everyone who worked on the show was having a wonderful, wonderful, fun time. And it's also true that Bochi, as a guitarist, fucking shreds. She is an amazing performer, and you really love to hear her whenever she gets into a way and starts playing some really kick-ass, like, guitar solo as shit. Or whatever, you know, as the case may be, as the plot demands. You know. Goddamn love that show. Would recommend highly, highly, highly. I want there to be more, so in the future I can watch for longer than a week. You know, because it is just sublime. Definitely one of my top 10 favorite animes of all time. Wait, oh, that's going over. Oh, you're back? Okay, cool. I am glad with the YouTube now, there's like more people to get levels from. It feels like, you know, and as a result, we are keeping pace with. There are less times in these streams where we run out of levels to do, which is nice. I like it when there's constantly levels. I'll say my rules that require me to constantly be moving on does make it so that you know, some streamers, if they get like 2 levels in a stream, they can make that last because they are willing to just play that level for like 20, 30, 40 minutes if, you know, left to their own devices, right? But I kind of like to keep things moving. I kind of like the logic of it, and I like the rules of the lightning round, so I would never do it any other way, I think. Thank you for the level. Apar the gamer. I noticed that the level queue counter doesn't. I don't think that count updates when YouTube people submit levels. Don't worry about it though. You're in there. It's just weird on the on-screen indication. You know. Snake is in lava. I could tell. I just didn't feel it. Yeah, sometimes. I figured that out, that was the problem, you know. It was just the sort of thing I saw and went, yeah, that's about right. That's what I get for not looking before leaping, you know. That's not what they say. Not looking before leaping. Looking before leaping is advised. That's what they say. That's the expression. You should look before leaping. Look before leaping, that's what I always say. No one says that. It's look before you leap, I know. I remember how things are phrased. Traditionally. I like to leap and then look. That's how I do. Leap, then look. That is another perfectly good stream title. Leap, then look. Is talking about stream titles too meta? Maybe. But I like to do it. Because I always gotta be thinking, right? Like, what the fuck am I gonna call this thing? I gotta call it something. Eat shit. Boom boom. That could be a name.
Mario #1! Woohoo!
Sure, why not? I guess anything could be a name. Anything could be a stream name if it's like rolls off the tongue and looks good on a thumbnail. Thank you for the level. Let me go ahead and hit end timer and hit complete. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Go ahead and get the next person up, which is Apar the Gamer. Again, feel free to resubmit, and hey, I'm just noticing something. It is 7:40 48, which means it is the time that I previously indicated. That's right. It is time now for the lightning round. During the lightning round, we will only have, today, 7 tries to beat the level. I would usually say 5 tries to beat the level, refreshing at checkpoints. But it's the holiday season, and in the spirit of that, I am giving y'all all bonus heads tonight. Everyone gets bonus heads. I considered changing these like question mark blocks into presents, but then I didn't have any time before the stream started, so I didn't do that. If I wanted to, I would have done it yesterday. Wouldn't that be fun if they were shaped like Christmas presents? Well, that's a thought for next year, if I were to remember. They come in a variety of forms. You can see here, there's like Waluigi, there's Wario, there's Peach, there's Daisy is in there. There's all sorts of Yoshis, Toads, Wario, and some non-Mario heads that are less likely for you to get. Go ahead and pull up the blockers, and I'm just gonna let it spin for a second, and well, bam! You got Toad, blue Toads. I would like everyone to continue submitting levels during this time, of course. The stream isn't over until later. You know, the lightning round typically is a longer time of the stream. Sometimes just as long as what precedes it. So, you know, stream's not over. Please keep on submitting. Hell yeah, please, please. Thank you, thank you. Very hard Kaizo. This is a very hard Kaizo, 10 seconds. Well, let's see what we can do. It's not going to be an automatic, is it? No. It is a legitimate Kaizo. I'll say, by the way, what the rule is if I can't do a level, but, you know, there's no other level. My current way of doing it is to, play another level from the same submitter. So, that is how we get around that, thing. But we have to switch levels. There has to be some consequence to failing in the lightning round, you know? The lightning round must have consequence, even if it's just for me. Apar, if we do this, you want to do like the same maker? Is this I don't think this is you, right? This maker code?
Oh no!
Up to you what you want. And well, looks like it's coming down to it.
No.
That was fast. Same maker? Think yeah, same maker. Again, please, great time to get in levels. Absolutely will do more levels if they were to be submitted. And I'll say, like, given that this is the lightning round, things will start to move. The queue will move if you get into queue, and if you get into queue, like, multiple times even. You'll probably have, like, a bunch of your levels played. It's a good time to submit a level. If you have, like, especially for, like, the more modestly difficult levels. But even for the difficult levels, it's fun to see if we can do them. Fun to see, like, how well that goes. And, yeah. How about don't move? Well, don't move 7. Why is the clear rate 5? Why is that so low? Let's find out. I'm gonna randomize the heads again. And go. Luigi. Let's do this one. I am not going to move 7. Not going to move at all, let alone 7. This is working. I don't know why the clear rate is so low. Clear rate should be higher. Yeah, that was easy. Thank you for the level. Apar has another suggestion. I can do I can pull that one in, yeah. 1 second. Why don't I just do that for you, Apar? I'm gonna hit 1. Complete. There you go. You can add another one if you so please. Anyone can add. I encourage more levels. More levels, the better. That's how I feel. Of course, you don't have to. You don't have to have levels if you don't have them. Or if you just want to watch. I understand. Like, people don't have infinite levels to give. Not usually. Like, maybe they have, you know, like, personally, I have, like, somewhere in the 60s, which is not infinite. And if I was watching the same streamer for years on end, yeah, I would run out of levels, like, pretty quickly, honestly. But still, I need levels to play. So, it's the whole thing. Let me get that level up. There you are. There is the level that we are, that Apar wants us to play. Is that first one, the very hard Kaizo? No, that's a new one. Let's see what that is. CMS 8JM18G. Apar is on the YouTube side, if anyone on the Twitch side is wondering. Yeah, that's what's up. I'll randomize those heads again. Waluigi. Fantastic. I love Waluigi. Wait, is it?
Oh no!
This looks a lot like the previous one that we were doing. Like, uncannily so.
Oh no!
Same first jump, I guess.
Oh no!
I'm looking and leaping, but I am dying. Okay, this is different.
No.
This part is for sure different.
Oh
Yes.
no.
Apar is confirming it is different. These levels are giving us quite the trouble, doable as they are. Cha!
Oh.
Shit. Let's try another one in a bit. First though, refresh, heads up, randomize. We got the dark, the team dark heads. First jump is the same. Yes, I could tell. Let's just Apar, I'll say you don't have to resubmit until such time as there's someone else after you. Let's do, that looks like a 0% clear rate. Let's try very hard speedrunner. 10-second speedrun, easy. Okay. We could do this one. This is the most doable we've seen. Other than the one where you don't move and you win. Wait. Where's the level? Wait. Doable? Doable? Do 30-second speedrun? Okay, I will after this. I can do that. Do I just need to just do a full run? I'm probably overthinking it by jumping. Let's see. If I just hold, run, and hold to the right. Is that the fastest way to get up speed and get into the pipe? I don't know. No, I was a little farther back, even, than I was the first time. I feel like jumping to start makes things a bit faster, and then after that, jumping is slower. Yeah, definitely faster. Jump that first time. And then do some acceleration in the air. There's 2 jumps faster, though. Okay. Okay. 2 jumps. 2 jumps is what we needed. Very good, very good. 30-second speedrun is what Par is asking for next. Sure, let's do that. World record. Cheers. Ah. You want to see 30-second speedrun? Let me refresh the doodads. We'll just randomize that real fast. Merry Xmas to you. Yellow Yoshis. Good Yoshis. Nice. Let me do another card. Keep the cards coming. I started rewatching a couple of shows after finishing Bochi. First off, Daemon, Recipe for Happiness. Sort of a show about a girl who gets abandoned and taken in by family. And, you know, they sort of try to be, you know, there for her. And, like, supportive emotionally. Need to sprint right the whole time? Okay. Oh, I see what you mean. Right, I remember. I think this looks familiar. So they're sort of there for her emotionally. They run like a sweet shop, which is a neat concept for a show, and I think very fun to watch. I really remember loving this one. I don't know how, you know, if I'm that strong on it the second time around, but it's nice, it's tender, it has a lot of heart to it, and it is a very good-looking show, and sort of deals with a lot of characters who have a lot of stuff going on, who, you know, they're all good people and you want them to be happy. And, you know, you watch the show, you sort of get that. I fucked up the first, that there jump. Ooh. Feel like we're getting the hang of this jump anyhow. Anyway, Daemon, Recipe for Happiness. I like it a lot. I'm looking forward to using it as a nice mellow end of the night type show where you can see, where I can see some heartfelt stuff and then you know, move on with my life. What about My First Kaizo? Let's try that one on for size. Blue Toad. I also started rewatching Soma Spider So What, which is a isekai, spider isekai, where the main character gets reincarnated as a spider, and it's mostly just her running around an ultra hard dungeon, and what the fuck?
Oh no!
It's mostly just her running around an ultra hard dungeon, like killing enemies and leveling up and surviving. And it's surprisingly good for a show that is mostly a monologue about like, oh, I want to kill these guys. I'm gonna use my Venom Bite. My Venom Bite is really good. I really like my Venom Bite. What about poison though? Can I use anything with like poison spells? A lot of like technical, like, it almost feels like a playthrough of a video game, but in a way that's like fun and engaging and makes you go like, well, I can't wait to see like what she gets next, how that goes, and how she deals with whatever challenges there are to come. And it's very easy to just binge. It's a very easy show to just watch a bunch of without really like thinking that much about it, because it's just like, okay, on to the next floor, on to the next monster, on to the next ability.
Oh no!
All that stuff is really good and really well done. And it makes you go, goddamn, you know? Makes you go, oh, this is just really nice action. Even if they are like a bunch of 3D models, they look good. And they're animated well. And the combat is like easy to follow. And very, very like, chunky. Like there's a lot of, we'll do this one next. there's a lot of characters just like, you know, the spider, she has to, like, maneuver and jump around and pop into each other and, like, attack. And, like, put a lot of effort into maneuvering through the world and attacking everyone all the monsters in it to, like, feed and to eat and to do all that stuff. You really like this jump, Par. This is, like, your favorite jump ever in the world, huh? This jump right here. Tight, tight jump. Anyway, been watching a bunch of that. It's very easy to, just, like I said, to just put that on and watch a couple episodes without quite thinking about it. Sure, I'll try that one next, Par. 60-second speedrun, you got it. So, bam. Quite enjoying revisiting that. One thing I will say about that show is there's a whole weird part of that show that is kind of tossed off and kind of feels unnecessary and like not exactly the show playing to its strength, which is that there's a whole second side of this show where, like, oh, you know, the spider girl who got reincarnated as a spider, she wasn't the only character. Actually, there's a bunch of other people in her class who got reincarnated as other things, like humans, most of them, and a couple others as weird stuff as well. But that side of the story is so much more tossed up, so much more mediocre, so much more, like, unremarkable. The only drama is, like, okay, so there's a bunch of humans in a human world, and then there's this spider, like, sort of crawling through this massive endgame dungeon, trying to survive. How exactly do these two connect up? Like the magic school and the weird dungeon? The weird death dungeon? And a lot of the drama, I feel like, is thinking like, okay, how does this connect? What's going on? Which is weird. I'd almost say that you could probably skip those sections, but I do think they do have some interesting mystery insofar as like, yeah, you do wonder, like, how they connect. How exactly the spider side connects to the non-spider side. And there are some decent answers by the end. I do think by the end of that first season, they were just starting to cook. I would really like if they had a second season. I feel like the show needs a second season to answer some of the questions that were never quite tackled, you know, properly. Who knows, though? Most shows don't get second seasons. That's just a reality of, you know, a reality of things. Not everyone can get season 2. Not everyone can get a season 2, 3, 4, you know. But I'm enjoying it. It's definitely a show that's better to binge than to watch week from week, because it does really feel like, as you're watching, you're not getting that much out of any individual week, you know? Like, any individual episode doesn't have that much meat on it, but there's a lot of it, and it's very easy to just scarf it down. So, like, you know, you watch 3 episodes, and, you know, you've spent a lot of time, but you've gotten, like, a whole bunch of fun out of that, you know? I say fun. It's a quality use of time. If you have further requests for, like, the next level up par, go ahead and say. I know that right now is the holidays, you know, I know a lot of people are traveling. That's probably part of it, you know, like, hey, a lot of people don't have time to the week before Christmas to to come by level stream, give levels. That's just not high on the priorities of some people. I get it. And it's fine. I'll manage, you know? Hello, Liam the Gamer. How you doing? You got a level for me? If you got a level for me, I would love it. We're doing a bunch of pars right now on account of currently no levels, other levels in queue, but I would love to go back and forth. I am good as well. Little tired. You have 2 levels for me? Well, I will definitely play both of them, switching back and forth with any other viewers between levels. Yes, that is how we do things. Submit whichever ones you like. I'll say I'm doing a speedrun right now, so I wouldn't mind a basic traditional level. Like something in the normal category. This is just hurdles. This is just hurdles right here. I'm dead. Pop that balloon. Ugh. I know it'd be less silly, you know. Part of it is that the lightning round makes for a very good time for, like, churning through levels, but that does require levels to churn through, or else it does get silly, you know. I guess that's one of the reasons a lot of people don't do anything like this. It's just that you really do need a level supply that keeps on coming to make the best use of time, you know? You can easily just go right through all your levels with such a mode, such a thing. But when you have a lot of people submitting, it's fantastic. You know, hey. I like the lightning round too much to cancel it. Or to move away from it. Well, we got through, I think, the last... Wait, no, this isn't the last pipe. That was this one. How about another card? Got more cards. Exclamation point add, and then your code to add the code. Liam the Gamer. Here's another card. Tried to find some old stuff. Didn't find all of it. I'll talk about it later, but I recently picked up The Making of Karateka, which has as a big part of it, like, oh, here's like old prototypes and game ideas that Jordan Mechner made that never got published, which I found really fascinating, and I was sort of inspired to look back in time, right, and try to find some shit that I made in the past, because, you know, it's interesting to look back and go like, oh shit, look at this stuff. In particular, I was trying to find, like, a old fan game that I made in, like, high school. It was for, like, a Java class. We had an end-of-year assignment. We were supposed to do something with, like, a basic engine that they provided, and I sort of, went the extra mile and really thought it through, and, made what I thought was a pretty fun little Earthbound fan game that... Nothing. Can't find it. It's nowhere to be found. Can't find hide nor hair of that thing. I looked through all my old folders. You have to wait, Liam. It's only one level at a time. I'm gonna start that over. No, doesn't count, doesn't count. But I looked for a while trying to find it, and I just, you know, looking in, like, my memory, my hard drive, looking in, like, Google Docs, looking in Google Mail, nothing. Couldn't find it. No trace of it. Hello, Millen? Millen, how's it going? If you have a level for us, now's the perfect time. Well, it's always the perfect time, so long as the queue is open. Million. Gotcha. Okay. Know how to display that. Million. Resting? I wish I was resting. I'm tired. I was up really late last night, and I only got a couple hours before this here stream. I had some stuff to do after the stream, so I had to, like, you know, I had to be alert for that, and as a result, it was, ooh, hey. Not a lot of sleep. Anyway, happy to hear you're resting. Let me start that over. Is this a tight timer? Anyway, I did find some things. Looking through my old junk. Like, I found a game that I made for, like, a senior project. Not a senior project, but, like, an independent study at college. Made it in Unity, and it was kind of fun to see it again and go like, oh, wow, this is a fun thing. You know, obviously it was not the kind of thing that I felt like good enough to, like, show to people, you know, that often, or, like, put up somewhere. But it was a neat thing, and I think it's, the kind of thing that would look about as nice as Death Bounce, you know, the Jordan Mechner game that was never published. Like, you would absolutely look at that and go like, oh wow, yeah, this is pretty good for what it is, you know? And I do think that that little game, that little thing that I did, is pretty good for what it is. That's the tries out. Perfect. Out of tries. And for once we have another level in the queue, so let's go ahead and pull that up then. I'm gonna say lost, dismissed, and I'm gonna pull up Liam the Gamer's level. Liam, you are up. You know, I'll say it hasn't been that long since you submitted the level, so I think you are still good for it. But I'll tell you, for those who are wondering, the way that it works is when your level comes up, if you gotta be here for me to give it the full time of day. That's just how we have to work with, you know, in order to prioritize the people. Prioritize the people who are present. Liam the Gamer is here. Fantastic. Perfect. Of course. Hasn't been that long. Up here, you can go ahead and submit your thing back, I'll say. Also, hey. Anyway, was fun looking back through all that garbage, all that stuff that I had. I did find a few other things that made me go like, oh wow, interesting. You know, from my past, from like 10, 20 years ago. More like 15. Just a real shame that, like, nothing from that high school thing was good. I'll say that Earthbound, it was pretty fun. It was basically like a bullet hell type thing where you're like running around a square, like shooting at enemies, sort of like an arcade shooter type situation, but you had like a gun, a bat, and a guided spell that sort of worked like in you know how in Smash Brothers you can take the this is nice. It's a traditional ass level. Oh, we haven't seen one of these in a while this stream. Oh boy. It had like a, you know how in Super Smash Brothers, the neutral special, PK Freeze, PK Flash, can be guided around using the stick once you cast it? It was like that. One of the attacks was like that. Sort of a guided projectile, which I thought was very fun. I wish I could show that off on a stream, but it's just lost the time, sadly. Oh, I forgot to refresh the lives. This is the lightning round. Everyone gets a limited amount of lives, and because it's the holiday season, bonus heads are given to all. You got the Daisy heads. Aren't those nice heads? That's what Daisy used to look like in her original appearance. Don't. I hope people think that's funny. see Black and White Daisy, rather than, you know, wondering why she don't quite match. There isn't like a Game Boy Color Daisy sprite, is there? Because that would be even better. Like, that would maybe, like, match the vibes of the Daisy on the right even betterer than the one on the left does. Cool. Great level. I liked it. Oh, that was very refreshing. You got that other one for me? I'll do that other one now. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and hit 1 on that, and you can submit that. Go ahead. I could also just find it, if you so please. You know, I could go into here and see... Snow Time Speedrun, is it? We'll keep the Daisy Heads. Those are relatively new. Let's give them a time in the sun. Yep, that's right. That's the level. Let me go ahead and pull that one into the bar. There we go. Next one is Snow Time Speedrun. I'll also say, hey, does anyone remember BKPC or BKPC2? I was looking around all my folders and I found a zip of BKPC2, which is, if you don't know what BKPC2 is, it is a fan game of Banjo-Kazooie. It's a Banjo-Kazooie on the PC, made in like 2001 or something, the early aughts. And well, it wouldn't run on my PC, but I googled the problem, and it seems like it's actually something that you can just solve by downloading a DLL or something, maybe. But I thought that was really interesting to find, and honestly, it would be fun, I think, to do a stream where I play BKPC. That game is, I liked it a lot at the time, you know? It's just like a crappy, like, fan game, but, you know, back in the day, that was free-to-play gaming, was you found a Flash game that is, like, almost a well-made, put-together fan game. And that was the best you could do, right? Like, oh wow, this is like, you know, not quite on the level of Grunty's Revenge, but it's like fun to run around these levels. Like it has a weird, slightly off-brand personality to it, you know? Apar, you know you're not in queue, right? Maybe a par left if that happens. I'll say for anyone watching, now's a great time to get in queue. Do these have to be snow themed? Oh, absolutely not. No. These do not have to be snow themed. I'll say the last VOD was, you know, people did a lot of Christmassy levels, but that doesn't mean that we are limited to Christmas stuff right now. Like, absolutely not. Absolutely not, Liam the Gamer. Absolutely not limited to such things. I died again. The way that that this is working right now is that, I'll tell you, Liam, you don't need to resubmit or anything. I'll just pull a level from your thing. And if you want to suggest one, go ahead. Let me get the bonus heads re-randomized. The lightning round has to have consequences. Whenever I lose a level, I need to change levels. I need to change levels. That it has to have a consequence. That's just how it works. 2-player race. Okay. You got it. Up. Ah, the second one. It's difficult. Ooh. Let me do a quick card. Worst idea I've had for a stream. I've mentioned this before, and I was thinking earlier this week, like, it might be time for the worst idea I've had for a stream. Which is, I like on Twitch to go and do, like, clips from every stream I've ever done. And one idea I've had that's terrible would be to do a stream where I'm just watching old streams and you know, making Twitch clips of them, which sounds like a terrible idea, and I think it is a terrible idea. It's a terrible idea, suffice to say. For lots of reasons, one of which is that I typically do them just in order, the order of the stream I did, you know? What's that, Liam the Gamer? We could do this online? I don't usually do that thing, but, I got nothing better else to do this point in the stream than set up any such thing. I've only done online a few times. Anyway, I thought, like, I was thinking to myself, like, oh, that could be an interesting thing to do for a stream, even if it is a bad idea, you know? It's sort of thing, it could end up being like sort of a clip show, like a best of the year, and you know, something where we could look back and go like, oh, that was interesting. We could do it. Yes, that is correct. We could do a online thing. That could be good. But also there's concerns like, yeah, well, I tend to just do whichever VOD is next, and as a result, like if I were to just do like multiple hours of it, there would be like repetitive clipping, like, okay, next up, the next Twilight Princess VOD that I have left in my thing. What's after that? Well, it's a Mario Maker VOD, then a Twilight Princess VOD, then the Streamiversary stream, which was 10 hours long, so oh god, no, like, that'd be weird. That'd be weird. I would say that would make it so that the first or last stream of the year, you know, every stream after that would be better, you know. That would for sure then be officially the worst stream ever done on this channel. Test streams aside. But I think after some consideration, I don't think it makes sense. And I probably should just give up the idea. I'll also say, if ever I catch up on on the clipping and stop getting so behind, you know, then I would be unable to do that forever until such time as I fell behind again. And I think that'd be fine. I think that'd be fine as a thing that could happen. That would actually be good if I fell behind and was unable to, or if I got ahead and didn't have to just be constantly trying to stay ahead of when VODs expire, which I have not done a great job at recently. Clinched it. Nice level.
Oh yeah. Time.
We finished this. I think I won. Nice, yes. That was a very nice level. I had a good time. It is hard, but it's definitely doable. Like a lot of levels tonight have been. Well, again, all levels are definitely doable that are uploaded. But that one was literally so. Figuratively so. Has a very doable quality to it. There's still no one else in queue, so... What? Clear queue? No. There's no one else in queue, so let's just continue on. A lot of your levels are, before the race, are just messy gibberish. I'm willing to look at messy gibberish. Let's see what Super Mario Brothers... You got here a 1-1, a perfect remake of it. Let's... Get this up. Do this thing. Luigi. And here's another card. Probably should do a new PC stream. I am going to build my PC sometime this weekend, my new PC. And I'm thinking now, probably should do a stream where I check it out and try to run some stuff on it. I'll say, with, for next week, I think I've decided to just do, a viewer level stream next Friday. That will be just viewer levels, you know, and normal style. This is a perfect remake of the level, isn't it? Except isn't that supposed to, is that one up in the actual thing? I forget. Accurate. Accurate to what you said it was. This all here? Yeah, this all here. Anyway, I have some ideas for that. I'd like to play some PC games. One idea that I have that's dumb is that there was, you know, I think it'd be funny if the first game I played on my new PC was BKPC2 from, like, the aughts, like that crappy Flash game that I mentioned that was, I don't know, made in Game Maker or something. Maybe not a Flash game, but of that, I don't even know. It might have been before Game Maker. I don't know how it was made, honestly. BKPC and BKPC2. But maybe starting with those would be funny. It'd also be good to do some games that would really stress the PC out. I imagine I'll test it off stream, and it actually won't be BKPC2 that is like the first game that I play, just because that might take some weird setup anyhow, since it's so old. But is on my mind is that we got the whole I got the whole new PC, and that will open options, and I think it'd be fun to explore those in a stream. Maybe that'll be in like a week or two or more. Probably won't be doing a stream like the Saturday before New Year's or New Year's Eve. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I want to take it easy for a bit and, you know, enjoy the holiday season and just, you know, relax. Bye, Yoshi.
Oh yeah, Mario time.
Just relax for a bit. You know, I like to stream in December because what else do I have to do? But, maybe not the best time for, like, people to watch on account of people are traveling. Yeah, I just killed Yoshi for no reason there. What is this? Randomize these heads here. Toad. Play in Super World. Wait, do you have a Super World? Didn't see the Super World. Here's another card. Next playthrough, still undecided. I've talked before about how I got a whole playthrough that's coming up. Now this is like this is 1-2. Regular style. I got a whole, you know, I just finished my second StarCraft 2 playthrough of the second campaign, and I'm looking for something else to do as a change of pace. The previous playthroughs have been Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, so Skyward Sword would make sense, but I don't know if I want to really play that as my next game, so it's kind of up in the air for now what I'll be doing next. And also because of Christmas and New Year's and all that stuff, it'll actually be a while until like the next stream I do, next playthrough I do. Whoops. You're gonna go to bed soon? Gotcha, Liam the Gamer. I understand. It is, well, it's not that late here, but maybe you're in a different time zone than I am. Or maybe you sleep, like, before midnight. I don't. I sleep pretty damn late. Yesterday's stream went long. It was barely getting started at this point yesterday. 24 hours ago. do another card. Looking forward to getting this PC together. Yeah, I'm excited about getting the PC. You gotta practice for karate. Gotcha. That must involve early morning wake-ups. I got all the parts together now. Everything's ready to go. I just have to build a damn thing. I'm looking forward to seeing, like, you know, I've never had a liquid cooling solution before. I'm looking forward to seeing how well that works. I'm looking forward to seeing, like, how powerful this damn thing is. And I'm looking forward to, hopefully a great many streams wherein, you know, there's no performance issues or anything of the sort. Which is, a nice thought. I'll see you later, Liam the Gamer. Anyway, we still don't have any other levels in the queue here, so let's just play like a couple more of these then, even if Liam is leaving. There's kind of nothing else that I need to get. If anyone has a level, now is a wonderful time to immediately get like a lot of bang for your buck, as it were. A lot of bang for your buck. I guess the holiday season is a slow time for this. Maybe I should have just said, you know what, it's time for a break from Mario Maker for the next couple of weeks. Maybe, like, December is just the ideal time to take a break from viewer levels and such. You know, during that holiday span where people are traveling and, you know, maybe not around to do the stuff. That said, you know, you do miss that way a lot of, like, Christmas-themed levels and stuff, but we got a lot of those last week. We got a good amount of those last week, honestly. Here's another card. I'm getting Windows 11 with my new PC. Should I not have? It'll probably be fine, I don't know. I haven't heard, like, the best things about it, but if I had had the ability to upgrade on my current PC, I would have done, so, you know, might as well do that. You know, might as well go ahead and pull that cord. You know. Weird how you can't slide if there's no room. Minutia of, like, how this game works. I guess if you duck and there's not room for you to do a thing. Shit. And it ends up as, like, stuck against a wall, whereas the slide gives you more clearance. So you're able to go a little farther. Right? Just gotta survive, and there we go. Lovely. Anyway, that's gonna be a whole thing. Maybe I'll make it after the stream. I don't know. I don't really like starting up things, like, too late at night. Even if I'm, like, kind of, you know, have a very... Even if I'm doing night hours, doing things mostly at night, I don't like starting things up when the sun is down. You know, starting processes that could be long. I feel like it's more of a thing where you want to get up in the morning, fresh and bright, or whenever, and start then rather than after doing, say, a couple hours of viewer levels, which, hey, I'll say again, I would love to see some submissions. If y'all got them, now is the ideal time to get them in. looking forward to Xmas. I got all my gifts planned. I got them all wrapped. I am all prepared, ready to go on that. I am excited. Should be fun. Should be a whole thing. I'm hoping that my gifts are well received, and I'm hoping that my, I'm hoping my gifts are well received, and I'm hoping to get some gifts that are equally well thought out that I like to see. That is always a nice thing about Christmas is, we all give gifts to each other, and then it's all, okay, here's mine. Isn't this nice? Isn't this thoughtful? Yes, it is. Thank you, thank you. It's always very nice to go through the gifts and to, unwrap, and that's gonna be a hell of a good time. Really looking forward to that. I am ready for that. Jeez, that's just like a couple days away now, huh? Just like, Monday that Christmas is on. I will say I'll be doing Christmas stuff on, I believe, Wednesday, due to scheduling, due to like scheduling stuff. So the Christmas present stuff will be like the Wednesday, and then that's part of why I don't want to do a stream on Thursday. I just want to have a nice, relaxing Wednesday or Thursday after doing a whole big Christmas day with presents and the like, Another thing I'm looking forward to, 2024. Should be a good year. Like, hey, what else is, there's gonna be good games that are coming out. There's gonna be all sorts of entertainment, I am sure. I am getting a new job that starts early next year. I'm looking forward to that a whole bunch. That's going to be quite nice, quite lovely, and that's going to be quite nice, quite lovely, and it's going to be a good thing for me as far as like being back at the whole working thing, I'm feeling very good about the future, and as I look to the new year, I feel very, very happy and good and excited, for what's to come. On that note, I'll say, I have been thinking about, like, what trips. Wait. Shit, I soft-locked. The main one I want to do next year is that I want to go to Japan at some point. I want to do, like, 2-week vacation in Japan, a little over 2 weeks maybe, and really travel the hell out of that country. Go all over the place, go to places I've been before, places I haven't, theme parks in Japan, that sort of thing. Definitely on my agenda. I don't know when I'll go, but I'd like to go some point that makes sense and is, and when things are, calmed down, I guess. I also want to get a laptop, maybe, for when I travel. And I recently found out today that apparently my new company does a stipend for, like, a work laptop if you want. And you can get, like, a laptop, off them. Or at least they pay for, like, a good chunk of it. And, that sounds like a good deal. I probably should do that and get, like, a laptop for travel. And also I could, have access to work stuff on it. Whatever. If I had multiple rooms in which to work, I would love to work in a different room, and I guess a laptop would make that possible, I wouldn't have to work from the PC area where I do all my fun stuff, I think that's definitely a thing that can spoil a room, you know what I mean? Where the mood of the room is all weird because you do work in it and also relax, hang out in it. That's not what you want, I'll also say, my family, my folks, they like to do... Fuck! My ma likes to go to theme parks as well. Likes a good theme park vacation and might do somewhat of a family vacation at some point to another theme park next year. Epic Universe is still like a year away, so it won't be Universal, but it might be. She might want to go to some other theme park, and I'd be happy to go, you know, with her. That'd be fun. I'm not sure like what's on the table, whether it be like, you know, we've never been to any of the California theme parks, you know, never been to any of those. Those could be fun, I don't know. Like, there's the whole Disney that they have there. Those parks are a lot smaller, though. I don't know if they really have as much in the way of attractions. And my ma hasn't been to the Disney parks in Orlando. Not recently, anyway. I just went myself, and it was great. Maybe we'll go to that again and spend more time in a more relaxed, like, midsummer trip. I don't know. That sounds like an idea. Disney's alright, I'll say. I don't like it as much as Universal, but it's good to go to. They got, like, a good variety of rides, and each park has, like, one or two things that you want to do. And enough things that are, like, worth doing that it's fine. We could also go somewhere else. Like, maybe I could sell, like, Cedar Point or something of the sort. Like, Cedar Point is getting its Top Thrill Dragster back next year. Maybe Top Thrill Dragster will be, I would like a Cedar Point trip, honestly. Like, that would be my preference as far as, like, places to go. As far as, like, theme parks in America. Cedar Point would be the next one I would want to visit. Or, I've heard good things about Kings Island as well, that it's just as good, let me say. I would probably prefer going to Cedar Point, just because it's like, you know, got the marketing edge on it, you know? It's sort of the king of the roller coaster capital of the world, whereas Kings Island is just a place that's run by the same company. It doesn't have such a lofty, title. That was a hard one.
Oh yeah, Mario time.
I'm sort of curious to finish this set of, like, power-up related levels, but, I think after we do that, I think we should, after we do that, I think we should maybe call it, and, look to close the queue, and do last call and all that, and I think that would be a good idea. I have a card. Follow up on Game of the Year and other end of the year lists. I'm still working on that. I'm still thinking about that. Like I said at the top, there's another Game of the Year stream tomorrow. And after that stream, we'll think very heavily about the Game of the Year positioning and stuff. I will say I think the Tears of the Kingdom will be #1. I think Pikmin will be #2. The rest of the list is a bit more in flux, I think, coming out of that stream yesterday. But I do really like, the rest of the list is still in flux, but I do like all the games on there, and I do think that I mostly have a good idea of, like, what is the thing will be. What exactly games I will be putting on that list. I'll say this, by the stream in a week from now, I will be revealing the list in full, as well as top 10 anime of the year, as well as maybe I'll put together a movie list. That'll all be done by next time. More cards. Got so many. I made too many today, perhaps. Did you hear about Google Chrome cracking down on ad blockers, potentially? Heard that Google Chrome is being, like, weirdly picky, and weirdly, like, apparently they're, like, going to not make it so that ad blockers can update in the future, which is, kind of rotten. Kind of sucks. ad blockers are a reason why the internet is as usable as it is, and without them, I worry that the internet is going to be a whole lot less usable. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a whole lot rougher, a whole lot more crap, and it's gonna be harder to do, like, anything good on there. If, like, you can't pop blocks, you can't, block, ads in general. Like, all that stuff is gonna be annoying, I think, in the days to come. I hope that, they're chiller about that than it sounds like they're being, you know? This card is related. I've been using Chrome for, like, forever. Since, like, the aughts, for, like, over 15, 20 years. So, like, to me, I cannot imagine switching off it, switching to, like, Opera or Firefox. Ugh, I don't think I really like Firefox that much. I think it's kind of a booty, sort of bootsy thing. It's sort of bootsy. I can't imagine it, but maybe the day will come where that just is something that you have to do. You know, if you want to have an unvarnished internet experience, you know? These are really interesting levels insofar as they run you through, like, every single ability, every single thing. I am liking that about them. I think that is a neat way to proceed. More cards. See Minnesota's new state flag. Minnesota got a new state flag. You didn't see it. Looks like this. Pretty cool. I like the design is apparently like pretty unique as far as flags go. Like that sort of like inward delta is apparently like not seen on any other flag, which is surprising considering it's such a simple thing and it looks so good. And I also like the colors used too. I think they did a hell of a job with that there thing. And I think Minnesotans have a lot to be proud of with that. I think now they're in the upper echelon of state flags that are good. Like, of course, my state, Texas. Texas is just an S-tier state flag. They took the American flag, but they made it like 100 times better by like simplifying it to the point where it's like, yeah, 2 stripes, 1 star. Yeah, that's what it is. And they're all really big, just like, you know, things are in Texas. And I also think that the New Mexico state flag is really unique and great and eye-catching. I think that flag is also just in that S tier. But welcome to Minnesota. Minnesota. Welcome to Minnesota, joining the club of top tier flags. They formerly had like apparently one of the worst ones, according to the flag man CPP Gray. And yeah, they're good now. I hope that they, you know, I hope that y'all take pride in that state flag. That's what you gotta do when you have a state flag that's good, is take pride in it. Shortcuts. No. Like, I was driving around yesterday thinking about that and looking around and realizing, like, yeah, no, totally. Here's I was looking around and realizing, like, yeah, there's just some Texas flags over there. You know, just hanging out in front of the, like, gas station. You know? Just hanging out in front of the gas station and, crap. There we go. Save. Just hanging out in front of the gas station, you know? Thanks, you're welcome. You're welcome. Just hanging out in front of the gas station and you know, in front of people's houses and in people's houses. They're good, and you know, now that y'all have a good one too, y'all should take pride in it and just get in the habit of owning flags of your states. Like, I think that should be pretty common there now that that is the case. Final, one of the final news things I have here. Hear about that hacker who leaked GTA 6? I almost said 5. It's actually a whole thing. Turns out that guy hacked into the website. We've now done all of these, but let's just do a few more while I run through what cards I got. We'll do, yeah, no, I gotta be true. Gotta be true to it. True to what I said. It is now time to go into last call. This will be a odd last call. Insofar as last call for levels, we have like, you know, only so much time. Mega Man, I got Mega Man. During last call, I play some of my own levels and, you know, think about them and talk about how they were designed usually. But this time, why don't I just like finish off this set of cards as I play some of my own levels. You will play them in like a reverse release order from the latest down until I run out of cards. Okay? Okay. This will sort of be like going back in time a couple months at a time because I'm very slow at making levels, it turns out. This is Ripsaw Rainbow. It's quite good. It's a flying level that has like a non-flying second half. Like Swooping Swallow, kinda, from DKC3 that also is like a half-flying level with the flying half in the first half. An unusual arrangement, but I think a fun one. Has a nice change of pace. Anyway, let me tell you about that hacker guy. Yikes! Turns out he did that hack while while in a hotel, while in like what's the word? He was under he was in a hotel, like, after being arrested for hacking to someone else, and, you know, was able to hack into the GTA thing, even though his laptop had been confiscated, just with his phone and a Fire TV Smart Stick. You believe that? Guy fucking hacked into Rockstar using just, like, his TV. While, like, the FBI were sitting outside, like, you know, supposedly watching him and making sure he didn't do anything illegal. Apparently he's, like, getting life in jail, but with skills like this is an 18-year-old kid, by the way, also. With skills like that, is gonna basically be recruited for, like, the Impossible Missions force, you know, from the Mission Impossible movies. He's gonna be recruited by the FBI, some other secret service. He's like some sort of fucking super hacker. Either that or the security of Rockstar is bootsy ass. And I suppose that's also possible. Fun story. You know. Fuck. Life. Fun story. Here's another one. Let's talk about Twitter, the biggest ongoing disaster of 2023. Looking back on 2023, Twitter was a big part of it. Was the sale the previous year? I forget. Jeez, it's been so long since I stopped using Twitter and Twitter died and became X and all that. I forget if all that was this year. It almost feels like it should have been like over the course of like 2 years that Twitter became a fucking shit show. But I feel like Twitter was Twitter mostly this year? Jeez. That's just been a constant shit show getting worse and worse, losing more and more advertisers for very good reasons. To the point where I don't know how Twitter is like solvent before too long, you know? It's like they don't have advertisers because it kind of came out that the main guy who did the website thinks Nazis are cool. And, you know, if that's true, kind of fucked. No one wants to advertise on the Nazi site, you know, except for like protein pill hawkers, you know, people who are hawking protein pills, which is a whole weird thing. Another card. That's enough talk about that. Big disaster. Let me talk briefly about the making of Karateka. Sort of a documentary with like a bunch of materials as well as like literal prototypes of Karateka and previous things that Jordan Mechter worked on that are pretty cool to mess around with and go like, oh wow, dude was making stuff even before he like, you know, this is what dude was making before he was like pro in it. You know, this is fascinating to see him like evolve from just, you know, making an asteroids clone to like, okay, I'm sort of doing my own spin on asteroids to like, oh hey, fuck asteroids. It's time for something like new and different, which is jeez. I forgot to sword that guy. Something new and different that's like, oh, it's time for something new and different. A sort of like karate martial arts game that is very cinematic, which is impressive for its time. Maybe it doesn't age as well as it could do, you know, because it's not that fun to, you know, play anymore. It doesn't quite hold up, stand the test of time. You know, unlike games such as Mario Brothers, which came out in the subsequent year. Like, Mario Brothers is probably the first game that you can play, like, 30 years later and go like, yeah, it's still good. It's still a plenty good game. Like, there's no... It's not short. It has a lot of content to it. It has a meatiness that you didn't see in games back then. And would soon become, like, industry standard. You know, get some meat on those bones. This is a Link level, by the way, and it becomes a platform level in the second half where you're bouncing off this platform, which I think is cool. I do feel like maybe I should have put in a second spike hat into this second section. That's my major regret with this. I might do like another round of tweaks before the Super World is finished, where I like, you know, mess around with stuff. And change this and that. What if there was boots in this? A boot would let you stand on these munchers, so a boot is no good. A boot would definitely be not desirable for this particular design. I'm not fucked. Stand here and get around them. Definitely better if you do that as Link the entire way, I'll say. And you can get that 30 coin if you do, you know? Anyway, really interesting documentary. I do think Karateka, though, as a game, it's kind of bad. And as a result, the game is like, you know, you look at it and you see what people are talking about and you go like, huh, that's neat. But, I don't think I like that as a video game, so, you know, it doesn't do all that much for me. Sadly. This is the final World 7 big boss fight level at the end of the progression. The last world is sort of bonus world, so this one is sort of the actual ending. Kinda. In like a DKC2 sense, you know? That's sort of how I was going with this one. I think You know, I said it would be no stream until next Friday. I think... Should tomorrow's stream be the last stream of the year, and then come back in the new year with a big Friday stream, you know, maybe after people are back from Christmas vacations, and go from there? I don't know. Kind of depressing to have, whatever. Let's do that, fuck it. Let's, have tomorrow's stream, or maybe some other stream next week that's not a Mario Maker Viewer Level stream. Let's take a little break from Mario Maker next week and do something different next week. If we do anything at all, which I'm not going to guarantee. If we do anything at all, it'll be some sort of something or other. And I think we'll come back first Friday of next year for a, you know, award show end of year type thing. Just like a few days into the new year. I feel like they're just, we need a break here, is what I'm picking up on, I think. This time of year. Kind of a chill time anyhow. A time for a breather, a time for a break, and also a chance to catch up on them damn fucking clips that I'm so behind on. Let's do that. Fuck it. Let's sleep on it. I'm gonna say I'm gonna sleep on it, and we can discuss in the Discord like what we want to do. This whole boss battle is a whole thing. I've explained how it works on many different occasions, and you know how it was inspired by Baron K. Rulenstein from DKC3. It's a good boss fight. I like it a lot. Maybe it could be a mite bit easier. Maybe it could be a little, you know... I do think there are things I can improve about that level. And probably will before the Super World is completed. Another card. I'll say of last thought of Karateka making of, I think when they do that for a good game, they'll have something great. You know, like, showing off playable prototypes, that is a really cool thing. And I would love to mess around with, say, prototypes for good games like Ocarina, Mario Brothers, something like that would be great. I think they're doing Prince of Persia next. I guess that's fine. I think Prince of Persia is probably a much better game than Karateka. Been playing Marvel Snap. They just had a big OVA balance update that's, you know, is nice. It touches a bunch of the cards that I like to use a lot, because those are the cards that are best ones in the games, but whatever. We go in the order that they were re-released, or the order that they were made. I'm gonna go in the order they were made, because I did do a round of revisions at some point, but let's just go in like reverse Super World order, rather than just upload order. Go back if we get that far, which we probably won't. Anyway, I haven't really had time to react to the OVA yesterday or today or whenever it was, and like start building decks around the new cards. I'll say it's really good that they buffed some of the cards that were never used, like for example, Ronin and what the fuck's his name? The one that increases power based on enemy cards. That one really did need a buff. It just wasn't as good as, it was just a less good Captain America. And, you know, that worked on enemy cards rather than your own, which you can't control, so, you know, not exactly a good design for a card, I think. It'd be fun to make a deck based around those new cards, or I say new cards, updated cards, and maybe get away from the decks that I have been playing, which, boy, they are kind of dependent on those cards that got nerfed. So they are weaker now, and I'm having trouble winning now. But I'm an infinite, so it doesn't matter if I win or lose, so whatever, so long as I can get quests done, I'm happy. Maybe I will take another look at this and do a thing. That's it for games that I've been playing. Other than like some Game of the Year consideration stuff where I've been playing older Game of the Year games, and mostly did it on stream yesterday, by the way. Mostly did that on stream yesterday. The VOD of that will be going up, I don't know, probably sometime tonight. Let's say sometime tonight. I'll get I need to do the thumbnail and all. Didn't get through all of those, only got through the Switch ones, but the Switch games kind of make up the top echelon of games, other than Sea of Stars, so kind of saw most of what there is to see, and feel pretty refreshed as far as that stuff goes. I look forward to putting together some lists. I think in the future, maybe I should just take, like, the back half of December off, you know? Just take, like, a good and proper holiday, and, like, not even do, like, a trip or nothing, not necessarily. Just take some time off work, some time off streaming, and just, like, wait until the new year before starting up in earnest. That'd probably be good for the mental health as well. I do sometimes feel like I'm just like, you know, non-stop barreling, you know, non-stop having to always think about the next thing. And it's nice for a change to not think about the next thing, and instead just relax for a bit. You know, there's always more Thursdays to do more things that I want to do. There'll always be another playthrough slot that I can do another playthrough with, if I want to. I don't have to do a playthrough if, you know, that ends up not being the best content or good use of time. But, no, it's all up to interpretation. There's no right answer, I guess. Other than sleep on it, and I'll let you know in the Discord what I decide. Shout out to y'all, and Merry Xmas or other holidays. There's the last card that I had prepared. Good. I'm gonna finish out this world in reverse. Hello, Triskadade. I am in last call, so, you know, it is the last chance to submit levels this stream. You came in at a great time. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate the level. I'm just gonna... You'll be next up, by the way. The other one who was in queue was, gone for a while. Already left, but, already got their level played, you know? I just hadn't removed it quite yet. So, you are up next. Hopefully there'll be some others. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm gonna finish playing this world in reverse. So I'm gonna play this level here, the meteor level. I'm going to play the ice level. Your music levels are the better ones? Okay, cool. I can do that. Nice music level sounds good right now. Anyway, like I was saying, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever holidays you celebrate. Game of the Year, happy that as well. I celebrate Game of the Year. Game of the Year makes this a stressful time. I'll say the other thing is that I do like to talk about everything that's going on in my life on streams. And if I didn't do a stream for a while, there'd be a backup of like, okay, it's time to talk about, you know, 24 anime that finished in the last 2 weeks while I was on hiatus, you know? That'd be weird, I don't know. Maybe it'd be fine. Or maybe I don't have to talk about everything that I watch on stream, but I don't know, I got this platform. I want to talk about this stuff. I'll say as far as anime goes...
Oh no!
As far as anime goes, Sunday is the last episode of 100 girlfriends who really, really, really love you. Sounds like apparently it's a 1-core. Or it's a split season with a 2-core. Maybe. It's a Dear Diary with gameplay. Yeah, it's a place to talk about stuff. And if y'all wanna chat and tell me what to talk about, ask me questions, talk about that shit, that is, you know, encouraged. Hey, Apar. You back? Perfect. You came in at just... This is great. We're gonna have some levels to end with. I reckon also, right now it's a little awkward. Again, I know that's the holidays. I know that people are traveling. I understand that's, probably that is part of it, right? I bet you after the holidays, you know, people will be willing to do some Friday evening viewer level stuff. And have, you know, the time for that again. Too much traveling. I'll say I've never traveled for the holidays. I always live near people, my folks, you know? So my holiday travel consists of like 2 dinners that are 20 minutes away. And, you know, maybe some Jackbox and other such things. We're gonna do 2 more levels, Cold Ice Comets and Arsenal Antics. And then we'll play all the levels that are submitted. So do it now, get it in. Yes, yes, yes. And by the way, tonight we're doing extra bonus heads on account of the holiday season. So everyone gets bonus heads, not just subscribers, and, you know, Twitch subscribers and, you know, otherwise. These are all my levels, by the way, if you're wondering. I am quite happy with them. I'm quite proud of them. And I recommend y'all check them out. There's some fun stuff in here. These are all from my last 2. The Space World and the Bonus World. Those 2 are hell of worlds, and I like them a lot. I like how each of these is... I'll tell you a neat thing about this world, which is that in the overworld, in the super world area, each of these 3 levels is represented by the deserts. The desert square, the water circle, and the what's the other one? There's the water circle, the desert circle, and the snow circle. You know, the level tile thing. So they sort of look like little planetoids in between the spaces. This level, by the way, inspired by Ramby Rumble. Wanted to do a level where you go uphill and then downhill in turn. Starting with uphill and then downhill in the second half. Which I thought was a fun way to structure a level. Last time, I think I played this last time because it's winter themed. So, you know, a little bit of repetition. Last time I went through that shortcut where you go through those tires. This time I'll go the regular way. It was also fun to make a level with sliding again. And, you know, sliding. Underused thing. It's fun to slide down a hill and, you know, kill some enemies along the way. One more level here. It is Arsenal Antics. Will you be playing multiplayer versus or co-op today? No, we'll just be playing regular style. If you have levels to submit, go ahead and submit Epic Eli Gamer. If you're wondering on the Twitch side who I'm talking to, or vice versa, I'm streaming to multiple places, as is currently allowable by Twitch policy. If you want to submit a level, now is the time, Epic Eli Gamer. It's last calls. I'm going to play this level, and then the queue will close. Gotcha? Got it? Got it? There's 2 levels in queue. This is the lightning round. Your turn will come up pretty quick like. I'm gonna go in from right to left here. This level is sort of an Animal Antics inspired level where you do like a sequence with each of the power-ups from 3D World. You know, each of them is designed around like a small number of enemies. Also a nice progression where you go out to the left or go out to the right, hit a switch, and then come back. And you go through, you know, all 5 of them in turn, and then it's over, isn't it? That's definitely how this works. Oh, for sure. Sure. I'll tell you. I'll say again. Really excited about my new PC. Really excited about my new PC. That's been a long time coming. I've been feeling like my current PC has been on its last legs for a while now. I'll tell you, like, I brought the PC case, which looks like this, by the way. It's a quite fancy thing. Quite, nice looking, etc. I brought it over to the stream area yesterday, and after the stream I put it next to the old PC, and like as soon as I set it down, apparently the impact caused something to get funny about the old PC, and it started making a lot of like fan noise all of a sudden for no reason. One of many reasons why I want to just clean start, you know, I just want to... I know that it can run just fine without getting too fanny. It just randomly kicks up really high. I'm tired of that. I'm ready for a PC that doesn't do that. Hopefully it doesn't do that. Hopefully it doesn't do a lot of other things that I find annoying about my current PC. I really want to build that pretty soon here. Probably not tomorrow since I got the, I'm doing a, big stream tomorrow. You know, like I said, big stream tomorrow with viewer level stuff. You have to do a code after the ad, Epic Eli Gamer. There you go. Thank you, thank you. Got a couple levels here for the last part of the stream. Hell yeah, I love it. And when you finish it, on-off is toggled, and that checkpoint now works, and you're not allowed to go over here anymore. And also, hey, this whole stage opens up, and oh my god, there's a final segment. That's a little more linear, rather than, okay. Rather than being, you know, not so. And you can see here, the checkpoint works. The working checkpoint. Let's just jam ahead. Any percent here. Not worry so much about the coins. As I was doing the stream, I have been thinking, like, well, I would like to just start building, like, right after I go off the air, but, I should probably get, the VOD taken care of for yesterday, since that hasn't been done yet. There's things I need to do right now, such that, I probably should only start working on it, like, Sunday morning after, like, a good night of sleep, rather than jumping in tired after a 3-hour stream. You know, 4-hour stream. I'll think about it. I am pretty tired. I wouldn't mind just going back to bed. Honestly. That's gonna do it for last call for levels. We went through the last 2 worlds that I made in my super world. Sure, why not? The work in progress versions of them. Actually, you know what? Why don't I just show this as well? I haven't shown this in a while. If you want to replace a level, use replace instead of add to replace. Add does not replace. You need to use replace for that. Next level is like so early, but I do have some ideas for it that I think are gonna pan out into a cool level. Bonus Biome 3, Pokey Pressure. I really like the idea of... Let me just edit the course. This is not gonna be that doable, is it? I really like the idea of having large segments where you're running across icicle sheets and they're dropping out behind you. Haven't done that in my super world, and it's a good thing to do. I also like the idea of parachuting in pokies as well as these guys here. These, like, Terrapokies. I barely have ever seen any Terrapokies, and it turns out they're goddamn scary. I feel like people should be using Terrapokies. They're fucked up. Anyway, that's about all I have for that. You know, I haven't worked on this for a while. I've not really been in the mood to do so. I've kind of been like burnt out on making for now. Maybe as I get back to work, that'll change. I do feel like having a work day really like makes me more in the mood to work. You know, when I've done like vacations and stuff and like holiday, I've always expected like, oh, you know, I have all this time. I'll definitely like crank out more Mario Maker than I would otherwise. And it's just like every time it's like, no, I don't really feel like doing any Mario Maker work now that I'm on a holiday. I'm on a vacation. And I've been between jobs since like September. That ends next year. That ends in like a few weeks, so that's fun. That's cool. Okay, seriously, that's the end of last calls. Let's get this down and get out the next person, who is Triscalade, who just replaced this level. Is that the right one? Yes, it is. Good. Okay, replace works. Let's go ahead and close the queue. Go ahead and close the queue. Thank y'all for getting in levels. I appreciate it. You know, maybe we should aim for these to be shorter streams, I guess. If we're like running out of steam midway, running out of levels, I just need to prepare less things to talk about, and then we don't have to like we won't run out of levels. We could also just wait longer for the lightning round, since the lightning round goes through levels at a faster pace. You know, that is a whole thing. But I like the lightning round though, so, you know, play it more by ear, perhaps. Try to set up ways that I can play it more by ear in the future. I got plenty of time in the near future. I'll probably think about that in this little hiatus. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. What am I doing? That's the wrong button. Also the wrong button. ID. 2CC TRF 72G. Oh, and by the way, I don't write that in the YouTube chat. I did like I do have a message that says the queue is now closed. Thanks for the levels, y'all. I'll say, to be clear, that's an automated message that I hit a button to post. But I do mean it. I do thank y'all for levels. I guess that does assume we get levels, which we always do. I don't think there's been a stream where there wasn't levels to play. Like, literally 0. This is Gruntilda's theme. How do you do this, though? Spin? What? Why did duck? Okay. This is a well-done music level. I really like it. Good work, Triscade. I love Banjo-Kazooie. So this is a hell of a nice thing to see and experience. I think this is jump over the guy here. How often do you stream? Epic Eli Gamer, let me answer you. I stream 3 times a week, usually. I'll say what with the holidays, it's gonna be maybe more like once a week next week. Maybe, I might not do it. We'll see how I'm feeling and how the new computer is coming along. Maybe the new computer won't be ready by, maybe like OBS and all that won't be set up on the new PC by like, God damn it. By then, but my normal stream schedule is Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. I've learned for my new job the work from home days are probably going to be Tuesday and Friday, so, you know, feel like that's fine for the stream schedule staying as is. You know, I'll be able to, you know, go a little longer if I don't have a commute in the morning on a Monday stream. I can, you know, I can definitely start a Friday stream at 6 p.m. if I'm working from home that day. You know, not having to commute or anything home. Not that it's that long of a commute, but, you know, add some time. I don't think the schedule is going to change at this moment, but we'll see. The subworld is Click Clock Woods. Oh, I would have liked to see. I would have liked to see that a lot. Good shit. A little hard, I'll say. I do Mario Maker streams every week. So if you want to resubmit that another time, I would love to play it another time. Thank you. I'm gonna hit miss. A par is up. A par, please confirm. To answer the question, here is the schedule. Though, looking at this, I do need to add something. There is a stream tomorrow. I'm doing a Game of the Year refresher stream tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central. At the end of the stream, I'll go over to the computer and we'll like manually edit that. And yeah, I'm not sure about next Friday on account of, man, I am kind of thinking I would like a break. There's a Par the Gamer. Par the Gamer is also here. You can see him, Epic Eli Gamer. There's also sometimes people in the Twitch chat. You know, don't worry about it. There's multiple places here, and Twitch does not let you unify chat yet. They should do that. They should let you unify chat. Then you guys on the Twitch side could see what the YouTube people are saying, and vice versa. You know, and you get the impression of like, oh, you know, there's people chatting, and maybe you can chat with each other. That'd be nice. 3D World Challenge. Those heads back up. Oh, you got the Simpsons heads. That's the best heads. Good heads to get. Like I said, non-Mario heads are like non-Mario franchise heads are rarer than Mario franchise heads. They're like one copy of each of those versus a whole bunch of copies of each of the Mario-related ones. Like 5 of them each per. The odds are in your favor of getting Mario or one of Mario's friends. More likely one of Mario's friends. There's only one Mario in the bonus head set. Okay, I'm alive. But is this possible now? Maybe, but I died. So anyway, yep, streams every 3 days a week. Mario Maker on Fridays, other stuff on Mondays. Mondays is usually a playthrough, but the next couple of weeks are going to be weird with New Year's and Christmas. So no playthrough until, like, say, I think it's going to be like the second Monday of January. I got my first day of work like the first Monday of January, or the second Monday of January, so I want to get into the swing of things before I, you know, do a stream like right snap after work, you know. I want to get accustomed to it, make sure that I'm feeling like stream worthy, you know. If I'm really tired, that's probably not going to do it, you know. Be the right state of mind for such a thing. I'm gonna sleep on it. I'll decide later if we're doing like a big stream next week or the week after. I will say the next Mario Maker stream, will have like I'll do like some cards that have like awards on them. You know, like weird categories and the top 10 of various things. So that'll be a bit of fun. You can see what I thought the most disappointing game of this year was. And other such categories, that some of which are more goofy than that. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I definitely feel like December just might be a time for taking it easy. You know, what with the holidays, with people traveling. And also, I didn't really need a time to, like, relax and not do 3 streams a week for a change. Other than when I go on a trip and I'm, like, hustling every day. I say hustling, not in the sense of, like, a business person. More like, you know, trying to fit in as many roller coasters as I can into a single day. You know, that sort of hustle.
Oh no!
Fist. Feel like after we get past this guy, we're basically done.
Oh no!
Going too fast, going too fast. We have 2 tries left, folks. Let's try to do it. What happens if the on-off is the other way, I wonder? Doesn't matter. Let's not worry about it. So yeah, got some plans, got some ideas. I guess it definitely depends on how well the PC comes together. I guess tonight I need to work on the VOD for the other stream. I need to do the VOD for this. Preferably. And then tomorrow will be a big long stream, and then after that will be free to just relax for a while. Free to just, like, you know, recuperate or whatnot. As I think about it, taking next Friday off sounds like a good idea, but I don't know. Maybe I'll be feeling, like, bored. Maybe I'll have so many things I want to talk about that I'll want to do a Friday stream. How about... I also kind of think, like, it'd be cool to do a Friday stream, but not Mario Maker. Like, more of a change of pace type thing. But... I don't know. There's no right answers. A lot of things could be fun.
Oh no!
Guy fucked me up with the invisibility thing. I basically knew where he was, but I didn't jump on him right. I need to jump on him right. Ah, I died. Well, I'll tell you, I think that level was definitely doable, a part of the game, or probably one of your most doable levels yet. But goddamn, I guess I'm tired or something. That boom boom. He was a big boom boom, of course. He fucked me up. Real wait, that wasn't cleared. That was the wrong one. I meant to do this one. It was actually a miss. Blame it on the tiredness, I suppose. Epic, Eli Gamer, you are up. Go ahead, confirm, and we'll do your level. I think it hasn't been that long since you submitted. I think you are still here, still good for it. Say a thing, and let me randomize that again. I notice now that there's something that like appears beyond the question mark blocks once every cycle, so something's fucked up there. Simpsons heads again. Damn. You are here. Fantastic. I like to hear it. TQSMC9 YRF. Let's do it. Last level of the night. 555. That is the description of this level. Read to you by me. We gotta defeat a Magic Koopa. Well, what could be so hard about that? That sounds very easy to do. Okay. Wait, what? That's... First try, what the fuck? What was with that clear rate? The clear rate was like, what the fuck? How is that? Okay. First try, let's go. That was the most doable level of the night, I think. Pretty officially. That was so doable, we did it like that. Oh. Oh, I guess there's only one person who else tried it, and it took them 10 tries. Okay, okay. Clear rate is now 20% because we did it so good. Alright, complete. Get that down. Get this down. Folks! That's gonna do it for the viewer level stream tonight. Let me go back, let me go to my desk cam real fast and do some stuff with the schedule. I want to thank y'all for joining me. I'm gonna pull up the schedule and edit it. Like I said, I didn't get much sleep. There wasn't much time for sleep or for the setting up the stream tonight, so I guess I was a little bit rushed. Forgot to edit the stream that is happening tomorrow in there. Saturday, 23rd. It's 8 p.m. Central. Game of the Year refresher. Xbox and PC games. That's sort of the second part of that. There's another level in the queue. No, that's your level. That's the one I just completed. Don't worry about it. It's now done. That was your level. Don't worry. I don't see another one myself. Let me reload and make sure. Yeah, I don't see anything. It's queue looks empty to me. Let me check the link in there. I think you were looking at your own level. Yep, it's empty. Anyway, that'll be tomorrow. I'm going to go back and revisit a bunch of my favorite Xbox and PC games of the year. There's only one PC game. It's Pizza Tower. And that's what we'll start on. And from there, we'll see what happens. I kind of wanted to do this in one stream yesterday, but it took me 10 hours to get through the Switch games that I had. And yeah, that didn't leave any time for Xbox games. That'll be tomorrow. Probably, I would guess, not as long. Like, my favorite games were on Switch this year, so they are the ones that get, like, the biggest time of day. Like, we'll probably play a bit of Sea of Stars, a good amount of Vemba, just to say, like, yeah, that's a game. And then a bunch of games that could be up there in my list. I think Cocoon is a lot of these games that are on the Xbox are, like, Game Pass, and they're short, so it won't take long to, like, get an idea, refresh the memory, and remember, like, what was so good, what was so cool about them. I don't need to spend, like, 2 hours on each, let's say. So, I would guess a shorter stream, but we'll see what happens. That'll be tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central, and then I'll say... Let me also just append, maybe? To be determined... I'm just gonna add maybe to be determined. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of taking a week off. What with how there's so many people traveling right now, and I could use a break anyway. This is the perfect time to take a breather from all these things and chill the fuck out for a bit. Anyway, let me go ahead and see who's online. Why don't we send you over to Lord Bowser? I bet Lord Bowser is streaming. Yeah, we'll just do that. Say... Have Merry Xmas to Lord Bowser. I'm gonna pull up his stream on my end, and then I am going to, you know, let y'all go. Bowser is building levels, you know, doing level building. That's what he do. I'll see y'all next time. I'll see ya tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central for their Game of the Year refresher. It'll be a whole thing. Hopefully not too damn long, but probably will be pretty long. You can always watch a little bit or a lot of them. You know, you don't have to watch the whole thing, obviously. But I'll see you then regardless, and after that, who knows? It's the holidays, and I really do feel like I need a break right now. Bye, folks.